You miming?
They've trapped me in this box again. Every time I think I've escaped, they pull me back in. Hi, I'm Dave. This is Second Star, our Star Trek Adventures RPG actual play on Happy Jacks. Yeah. Some awesome things happen, and we'll hear about those in a minute. But first, to my left.
Hello.
Smooth.
I'm Commander Hovas. Also, my real name is Jason. And I'm still learning how to produce, so this is going very smoothly, and I'm happy with my choices.
That's
So
great. So good. So good.
we're good.
It already goes better than when I try and produce and GM.
Oh, that's
at the same time.
wild. I don't know how you can do that. Hey, Dave, is there a volume on this, or can you try just turning down number 2? That's not doing anything.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
I swear there is.
All right. Well, that's fine. I'll just ask
Exciting.
Kimmy about it later. Because she pointed it out to me, but
I'm sorry. I don't remember.
doesn't. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
No, then I just see that camera though.
Oh, see, I'm so far. If I
All
look
right.
forward, I can't see it. So it's not there.
Hi. I guess that's the cue for me to step in. Hi, I'm Jay. I'm playing Rorg, son of Chan, the chief engineer. We already have a security officer.
Yeah.
Chief engineer of the USS Barbican, and that is me.
Do we have to say Rourke, son of Chan, every
No,
time?
you can just call me Rorg. It's fine.
It's every other time.
Yes.
So we go this way?
Just when you're mad.
Hi, I'm Clara, and I'm playing Apeta Shivaner, Chief Security Officer.
Yay! Hi, you guys. It's been a minute. This is very weird. I was like, who am I again? My name is Terry Gamble, and I'm here playing Nishan Alos. She is a crazy old curmudgeon of a Tellurite lady, and I am a medical officer. I'm the one that's fixing all the people. So apparently, I think while I've been away, I've been actually fixing everybody.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
been my job.
Yep.
So anybody who got messed up in whatever fight, battle, anything, I'm here to help. And probably give them some booze.
Yes.
Real quick, Claire, is your mic switched on?
It might just be very
No,
far
at
away from you.
the bottom part.
But we discovered there wasn't one, or a thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe just move it up a little bit. Yeah.
Just very far away.
Yeah. Sorry.
Alright, I'm just being so close.
Oh my God, your headphones are amazing.
Thank you. These are my backups.
Nice.
Beautiful.
We need to get you some blue ones with antenna on the top.
Oh.
Just some blue pipe cleaners make it happen.
Is it right? Yeah. Yeah.
I will do that.
Yeah.
I will do
Why
that.
has
Problem
Think Geek not
solving,
made
Dave.
Andorian headphones?
I do not know.
No.
Well, right
Think
now,
Geek,
these are
get on
my
that. Pay me money.
headphones, So.
I like it.
I love it. Yeah. Hi, everybody. I am Adam, and I am playing Captain Isaac Melodic, commanding officer of the USS Barbican.
So secure in that.
So, yeah, I'm real good at it. It's been 23 hours now.
Yeah, you're
Yes.
creeping up on it.
Oh, wow.
Almost.
Oh, I haven't been gone too long. Okay,
No, it's
great.
been like a day.
No,
A lot has happened.
Heard
Yeah.
That's true.
Oh
It's
my
been a
God.
busy time.
It's
right? Yeah.
too much to
It's like-
explain. We'll just sum up.
I
Okay.
think this is a theme on Happy Jacks games because I like listening to Insert Coin and
Yeah.
Carefree High, and both of them took place over the course of like 3 days. And, it's like months and months of playing and 3 days of game time. Yeah.
It's like that show 24.
Right.
Anyway.
Exactly, yeah.
It makes sense,
Real
though,
time.
right?
Yeah.
Well, it's almost real
My
time.
suspension of disbelief got tested real hard on 24.
Right?
It was like, there's a bad guy on the other side of LA, and I gotta get there.
Yeah.
It's gonna be 6 episodes for me to get
one?
to the
This
bad
one?
guy.
I know.
Because they're only 49 minutes apiece.
I have
only
to
see it
drive
from
from
that side.
downtown to Santa Monica.
That's not
That one?
happening.
Wait.
Okay.
And I'm going to get there in 20 minutes.
Right.
It's something we literally
Well,
talked
let me-
about in the podcast, in the Happy Jacks
Yeah, that's
podcast I was on, was
Oh,
how you
yes. Okay,
handle
thank you.
time at all.
Yeah.
And my answer was the GM just declares when the day is over.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah.
That's
Best
like
way
a
to do
day.
it.
If events, to be fair, in Insert Coin, we did have multiple everybody goes home and goes to bed days.
Yes.
But in this situation,
No.
yeah.
There's a lot happening. We
just
want to
keeps
know.
going.
Under attack.
I,
Peaceful.
yeah, I've been captain for 23 hours, and I have still not been in the holodeck. So,
Yes, you have.
oh, I
'Cause
did,
We turned it into an
That's
old-timey...
but not
day.
for a fun
That's right,
adventure. Oh yeah, we totally went to the holodeck.
did that,
without
yep.
you. Yeah.
It is old-timey by my character's standards.
By everybody.
He will explain.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Things
I'm so
happen.
excited.
Actually, I don't
things
think I
happen.
put that
Before
in my
you
recap.
get to the recap,
Yes.
super important thing that we need to talk about. Coming up this
Yes.
Friday.
Yeah.
Starting Friday evening and running all the way through till Saturday evening here on Happy Jacks. We're doing a 24 hours of gaming kind of marathon stream situation to benefit Rainbow Railroad. I start saying it and then my brain flips them like, is Railroad?
You want to talk about Rainbow Connection? I understand.
Yeah.
Or reading Rainbow.
Yeah, there's a
Rainbow
lot of things, but yeah, and I always want to do Rainbow Road like Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Rainbow Railroad, a super important charity that helps people that are LGBTQ. I get them all wrong.
There's
Q,
I don't know them
A,
either.
A plus, whatever. All of those
Yes.
letters that are important. People in that situation in countries all over the world where they're persecuted or hurt or terrible things done to them, it helps them get to safety. And we're doing this as a charity kind of a thing. The charity's all set up. You can go to happyjacks.org/rainbow, and you can already donate. And as of earlier today, we were already at past $1,000.
Yeah, thank you.
awesome.
Really
And we haven't even gotten to the marathon day.
Right.
You
Yeah.
guys are all
Great.
awesome out there, and thanks already.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see what kind of madness happens after 24 hours of gaming.
Yeah.
Oh my.
What
So
could
Oh,
go
I
wrong?
like it. I like
Right?
it when it gets weird, like in the middle. I'm a big fan of when streams get weird.
Are you playing in any of the midnight ones?
No,
We
I'm
do
going to be in
weird
San Diego for a birthday party.
I took it off because I ran out. to
40th
fix this.
birthday, or else I would definitely
Yeah.
My
jump
bad.
in a game or two.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll just cram it in between this and driving to Santa Barbara. So
Yeah.
Oh my god!
we're ending at midnight, and then I was like, it's fine, I'm good to drive.
Totally fine.
I won't be. I'm gonna go home and sleep. But
Yeah. I am going to be on the podcast, and it's starting at a special time at 6:30 p.m. Pacific. I will be on the podcast, and then at 8 we launch into the first game, and we have 6 games total. I will be running one and probably playing in at least one. I don't know.
Nice.
I'm a super mystery because Kimmy hasn't told me anything.
Okay, you too. Okay, great.
Cool.
Yeah.
So,
Did you say
I mean,
you-
I think Kimmy is waiting for a lot of us to tell
Until
her
ev-
things. and-
Yeah. I know she's working it all out, and I get that, but I'm just like, I want to know. I want to know what I'm playing.
Right.
I want to know if I need to run something.
Yeah,
Like,
right?
It's gonna be
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. And mulling over
24
ideas.
hours of sheer improv.
yeah.
Yep. Yep. It's going to be awesome.
I might have to bring back the Bard game.
The what game?
The D&D game that Stork and I put together for a con where every player character was a bard.
It is called Mission Imbardable.
I love everything
so I'm
about
leaving.
that, and I want to see that.
We'll see.
Is there a barbarian in the mix?
Sort of. Because basically, when you're making 6 bards, you find ways to push the envelope
Yeah.
and try and fill other roles.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
worked out.
played a half-orc bard who had like a big war drum. That
Yeah.
he could carry around and like beat people with it as well.
Nice.
It was fun.
So we'll see. But yeah, we're all super excited to help and to make that happen. And yeah, now back to regularly scheduled Star Trek programming because there's so much.
So
Yes.
much.
A lot has happened.
All right.
Oh my god. Okay.
Captain's log, stardate 47711.4. We are in what's been called the Mirror Universe, where history has developed quite differently from our own. Instead of a peaceful united federation of planets, humans created a brutal empire that was overthrown after Captain Kirk encountered them and tried to teach them peace. My connections in the Bajoran militia have also told me about other crossover events that revealed this universe is now dominated by an equally brutal alliance of Klingons, Cardassians, and Bajorans. And so we arrived in this universe face to face with a Klingon vessel preparing to take us captive or destroy us. We wasted no time, immediately jumping to warp with the Alliance vessel in pursuit. Ensign Apeta Shazana disabled their weapons with a well-placed torpedo volley, and we searched for solutions. With these dire circumstances, I couldn't wait for an XO replacement from Starfleet after we returned. I promoted Lieutenant Commander Caleb Hovis to Commander and appointed him First Officer. Sadly, I was forced to order him to put an end to his relationship with Lieutenant Ubrasi for the time being. Until we're back in our universe, I have no time to debate the importance of personal lives. Caleb has the battle experience from his time fighting the Cardassian occupation of Bajor, and his command of the science team has been exemplary. I got you, buddy.
But not my boyfriend.
Oh, snap.
He's psychic. He gets it.
Right? Yeah, it's fine. You can have a telepathic affair. So, we rigged up a decoy shuttle with some deft engineering from Lieutenants Rorg and Osel and hid in a nearby nebula, hoping to escape the Alliance. All hands were on deck, seeing to repairs in the care of our dozens of passengers from the USS Atlantis in the meantime. We set up the emergency medical hologram in Holodeck 1 as a 23rd century sick bay to try and help Dr. Alas with some of the patient's care.
See, we cared.
I really appreciate
We
that.
did good for you.
Thanks.
Strange readings were coming from the nebula, and a probe detected other objects within. A large object that might be some sort of space station, and another object in between us, smaller than the space station but larger than us. The Alliance had brought in reinforcements to search for us. I will not let them have this crew or this ship. After several failed theories, we were unable to find a way back that we could accomplish on our own. Our best bet was to recreate a version of the singularity that brought us here. No one knows singularities better than Romulans, and without a Federation to help us, the Romulans seemed the most likely candidates to be a foil to the Alliance. If there's one constant in the universe, it's that Romulans will resist anyone telling them what to do. We decided to make a run for Romulan space. As we began our plans, we decided to have a look at the object in the center of the nebula, in case it might shed some light on our situation. But as we approached it, the nebula dissipated, and we found ourselves face to face with a Romulan Dideridex warbird. I can't believe I got Dideridex right and stumbled on warbird.
Yeah, you got it, man.
Well, it's a new class of ship.
Right. The commander of the vessel introduced himself as Tomalak, and he seemed very interested to meet us. Why do I get the feeling the scorpion will sting us in the middle of the river?
Oh. But they're mirror universe Romulans. Maybe they're not garbage.
Right,
We're
Mirror-
hoping.
Yeah, mirror universe Romulans are honest
Maybe.
and not deceitful in any way.
Maybe.
He's just there to help.
I know, yeah.
That's
And we dropped the charade where we were all pretending to be
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
the shirt swaps.
The shirt swaps.
swaps.
I
and
know.
the-
There's a
did
lot
not-
of shirt swapping.
Oh, you missed
Harry,
the most shirtless
Yeah.
episode.
you gotta watch the whole episode to get all the juicy details.
No, I need to, and I want to see what happened with all the shirt situation.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it was
yeah.
great.
Oh,
There's a lot of boys with shirts off.
Yeah.
Yep.
in that.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, all the abs.
all the abs.
Oh,
So many abs.
I love abs on
There are
abs.
a lot of abs.
Hobus is a science nerd, so he only has 6 abs.
Yeah, we found out that Captain Mulata actually gets another ab every time he gets a pip.
Oh, he's just,
Yeah.
he's just covered in abs.
Yep.
Just abs all the way
guess I-
down.
Well, it was when he just graduated from the academy. He had the required 6.
Oh yeah.
And then each pip on the collar has added another, so now you're up to the full 10.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Full 10-pack.
Yeah.
You guys know my brand.
So do I have a 7th ab now?
Yeah.
You're right in the middle.
It's a little off kilter, but it's fine.
Yeah.
No, it just becomes the bar across one. And then when it separates out, that denotes seniority.
Oh my god.
I don't know. What do you get when you get the hollow pip? What is it? I don't know.
You hulk out of your shirt.
Right? Yeah. Third nipple?
Yeah, maybe.
I mean,
then
if 2 are good.
Down
3 is
for
better.
it.
Right? Yeah. Right?
Down for it. Oh my god.
And then you don't even want to know what happens when you start getting those Admiral boxes.
Oh, yeah.
It's so scary.
This is crazy.
I know what happened.
You've seen Total Recall.
So that is the situation. We are face to face and ship to ship with Commander Tomalak.
My favorite Romulan,
Yes.
just historically.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
So I can blow this one up, right?
We're not blowing up ships right now.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Not with that attitude.
It's all about dedication to your craft. So, you guys.
Oh no.
Sorry,
Okay.
the GM is dying.
Now I take
No,
over.
yeah, sorry.
You cannot take over every
The
position.
person who knows the least about Star Trek will run this game. That's me, by the way.
That's the thing. If you actually just read this book, you get enough.
Yeah.
Like this has
lot.
a ton of background and craziness, and it doesn't rely on your crazy in-depth knowledge of the shows and movies. It lays it all out in a way that makes sense.
It's very helpful.
So, you guys had pushed forward into this murky nebula, and then once you seemed to cross this magical line, it became invisible to sensors. Like, it's just not there. You guys can see out in all directions, clear as a bell, and everything in front of you is now resolved into this Romulan installation and this warbird. Then, just as you were starting to move forward, that's when you hailed and said, we're here, not trying to be threatening.
Yeah.
Even though we were thinking about using your nebula to slingshot through time a minute
an
ago.
It was a legit option.
It would have worked.
Could have worked. It could have worked.
I'm dying for all these solutions. This is so good. Okay.
That's actually was my favorite
We're
part
we're
about
making a
last
big bang,
episode.
we're finding the singularity, we're starting a new planet or whatever's going on.
We're trying to get to 88 miles an hour.
I'm in.
There are no bad ideas.
Just can't figure out how to generate 1.21 gigawatts.
It's a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yes,
You just have you gotta put a weird, ugly hook
I
out
was
the back
working
of
on
the, the back of the shuttle bay.
We just need to know when there's going to be a lightning strike. That's all.
right.
As long as we know
All
that,
right.
we'll be fine.
Okay, I'm here. I'm ready. Where we
All right,
go?
we're focused.
Focus.
So, on the view screen, Commander Tomalak is looking at you, and he looks pleased. Like, he seems pretty jovial about this whole situation. He's not giving you the stony Romulan face, the
yeah.
complete with the wrinkle.
Yeah.
Oh no.
But at the same time, he's like, whoa, we've heard some reports of this alternate reality in the past, and we're very curious to find out if there's anything we could possibly learn that might help with our current situation here.
We might have much information to offer you. However, we are in a very precarious situation of our own. And as you might imagine, as we do not know what is around us or who to trust, we are a little wary. If you would like, we could beam you over to our ship and discuss a possible exchange of information and perhaps assistance.
I would be willing to do this as a gesture of goodwill.
I appreciate that.
He reaches behind him and gives the General Chang wave,
Nice.
right? And on the long range sensors, who's sitting at?
I'm probably on sensors still.
Still
No, I
okay.
have to sit in that stupid chair.
You have
Yes,
stupid
you
chair?
do.
Yeah.
You have your own chair?
You can monitor sensors from there.
Yeah, that's right.
but,
That's
yeah.
true. That's true.
We have Trop is the science
Trop,
officer.
yes.
Trop.
I even had the thing here, but I just scrolled past his name. Yeah. Anyway, but Trop says, "Sir, there's some activity outside the nebula,
No.
and the sensors display what looked like one of the ships that has been hunting the area, one of the bird of preys, just detonates.
Whoa.
Like, it just explodes.
That was excessive.
I did not do that.
Commander Tomalak, are you picking up the same sensor information that we are outside of the nebula?
Indeed. I was demonstrating to you that we are not here to take from you as the Alliance would.
That was you.
Indeed. We have placed munitions all around this nebula to defend our outpost here.
I'm glad this is the first we're learning of it, and that we're learning of it in this manner. Please signal us when you are ready to beam over, and we will have a very long overdue discussion.
I will proceed immediately.
Barbican out. This is the captain, all senior staff to the observation lounge, please.
Is that the same as your bedroom?
It's next door.
Yes,
Exactly.
yes.
That's how I got confused last time.
Yeah.
We all had up,
It's
like,
just
wondering if our
it's the
shirts were
captain.
Is that how the shirts got off?
Yeah.
It's the captain's quarters, and then up above, like one of those old-timey surgeries,
Oh,
there's,
yeah.
there's the gallery. Just looks down.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god. By the way, on the forum, somebody pointed out that, or noticed from when I mentioned that Malada is the Choctaw word for lightning,
Yeah.
that somebody pointed out that he is now Ultra Captain Zach Lightning.
Yeah, that
At
adds up.
least, yeah.
Yep.
At least on the holodeck. So,
100%.
yeah. 100%.
Exactly.
It's a later episode.
Right, yeah.
That's what the Romulans will call you after this.
Uh-huh, yeah.
I'm gonna mark that one down for
All
one
right.
of those inevitable holodeck malfunction episodes.
Oh, yes.
Oh my god. So assemble the senior staff in the bridge, in the observation lounge. All of us sitting around a table, much like we are right now.
Subtly making sure like no one else is my size, so I don't have to trade shirts.
That's not a through line. There's a
It is
one-time.
now.
Are you sure?
It is now.
I mean, it will be.
Look, first day on the job, it was all I watched. So like,
It was senior
I don't know.
officers going in and out of rooms,
Yeah,
coming
I
out in
know.
each other's clothes. Just
they did
weird.
not cover this in training. I was not told this was going to happen.
We watched a 2-hour video. And
I assumed I was going to be a space intern.
The video starts with like some ensign sitting at an ops terminal in one of those Galaxy class lounger chairs, and then you just see like the red sleeve and a hand come down and go, because this is not okay.
Not okay. Unless you're Riker.
I was going to say.
then you gotta lean in.
The whole video is just video of Riker.
Don't do this.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
This is
Lots of
Definitely
leaning
don't do that.
in. Yeah.
Lots of leaning in.
Lots of leaning in.
Sleep with 2 of your coworkers on the same trip. Maybe not. Maybe don't do that.
I mean, at the same time, or like
No, separately.
Okay.
Yeah, at the same time is better. Than
Same time is
Yeah.
better than
So
separately.
then at least they know
Yeah,
about
everyone
it.
knows. Everyone's on board.
Exactly.
Everyone's on board.
Well, this staff meeting went off the rails.
Yeah.
Oh,
Seems
sorry.
to happen with you people. All right, so we're gathered around the table. I realize that everything we have done for the last 24 hours has been incredibly stressful. However, I don't like the idea of working with Romulans. I don't trust them. I don't know that we can trust them in this universe any more than we could trust them in our universe.
I would not.
But this does seem to be our only option at the moment, and we need friends here, and friends with scientific expertise.
I need to ask the GM a question.
Of course.
Was there any record? Because I was making a point of having Hovas have the science team go over information on the mirror universe. Now that we're here,
Sure.
was there much information about Romulans in general, or is
No.
this is a big question mark? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
That's why I was happy to use them.
Yeah. I like it.
And nothing you say will be wrong, because
Because it's mine. It's all mine.
in a few moments we will have Commander Tomalak beam aboard this vessel, and we will have a discussion with him about what they can do for us, and it will likely include exchange of information on our behalf. That is our one and only bargaining chip, along with the technology of this vessel. So, I need opinions. I need your thoughts on this subject.
Well, at the start, I have to suggest that it seems like their technology may already outstrip ours.
Agreed.
Their ability to navigate this nebula, set off weapons. We can't even see through the nebula.
Yeah.
I'm also concerned about the callous disregard for the rules of engagement.
And life, just in general.
Yes.
Yeah.
What just happened? I'm sorry. I don't know. What do you mean?
Doctor, let's fill you in real quick. While we were discussing with the Romulans terms of interaction, the Romulans very easily and suddenly detonated munitions around one of the Klingon ships that's been hunted.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, guys. That's hilarious.
I thought you might enjoy that.
Oh,
piece of
yeah.
information.
I get the feeling Apetta's a little scared of you.
Why would you be scared?
I get the feeling pretty much everybody is.
She's terrifying. Yeah. Dr. Alas is terrifying.
Yes.
I'm just discovering this.
Yes.
That's true.
Yeah.
Go on. So what do you guys want to do?
Yeah, while I don't find it as humorous as Alas found it, I'm deeply concerned about that, and concerned that these Romulans are just like the ones we know. And whatever terms we come to are not going to be favorable for us. I definitely recommend that we limit whatever information we give them to the bare minimum.
I would agree.
And limit their access, certainly to sensitive areas of the ship, like, I don't know, mine. They should not come to engineer.
They're probably already going to figure out how to get into whatever. You guys are bringing them over. Is that what's going on?
Yes.
Just one, though.
Just the one, and I'm sure we're fine taking care of. We can handle just one, right?
Yes. And since she's on her, you will stick to him like glue for the entire time he is on board this ship.
Mm-hmm.
Do not let him out of your sight or out of your presence. Maybe if he needs to use the restroom.
Yes, Captain.
Uh,
I'm glasses half full kind of person, so
Yeah.
they might be great.
Wow.
No, like literally, it says right there.
I get it. I understand your dynamic, and you can look at some of mine.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
I mean,
Y'all go
drunken
fight.
heroics and questionable ethics are part of my focuses, so I get it.
There's,
So
to me, there's like a 51% chance he's a great guy.
I'm 99% sure he's terrible. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
I do not trust him.
Yeah.
You're going to let just this one watch him, though? You sure you don't want me to watch her to watch him?
I'm pretty certain of that, but I would like
Okay.
you with us when we have this conversation with him.
Okay, great.
I think you have an insight that could be very useful.
I get it.
Perhaps we should establish our goals going into the conversation that will put us all on the same page for what we want from them.
Well, what we want is a way home, Commander. Is there any other priority you can think of?
I am curious about the technology that they engage to communicate through the nebula, which we cannot.
I think they made the nebula, but more importantly, what can the Romulans do for us that we need them so badly?
Romulans have a superior knowledge of singularities and how they work.
And that's what got us here.
Well, yes.
Presume, or can get us home.
Okay.
Romulan ships are powered by a singularity, so their expertise in that mechanics should reasonably provide some way for us to get home rapidly. We may even need a singularity from them.
Cool.
Here's my concern. If we work with them to figure out a way to use their technology to get us back to our dimension, then we're giving them the technology to move back and forth at will. And that's something that I'm a little terrified about.
Can
Yes,
we
it's a-
lie?
Oh,
think-
yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
can
yeah.
we tell them we don't need it to hop back to our own dimension?
Well, I think the science may need to be very specific, and the requirements will set themselves.
Yeah. I don't really see a way we can ask for their help without giving them this information.
Question
But-
is, are they hot? I mean, if they're
They're
hot,
Romulans, so no.
so no. You know, it might not be the worst thing, them coming back and forth. Maybe we're going to need their help on the other side for some other stuff, too. You just never know.
True, good Romulans could be a great asset.
There are no good Romulans.
Nice Romulans.
But if these are,
Also,
we simply don't know.
if I may,
No.
Yes.
if they can help us get home, they can already jump back and forth.
Also true.
Yeah, they may just not know that they can.
Yeah, I'm more concerned that they don't know how, and that working with us will teach them how.
Yeah,
That's a terrible
Well,
thought.
yeah.
If these Romulans are better than the ones we're familiar with, I consider that a plus. I doubt they can be much worse.
True?
You'd be surprised. They are Romulans.
Computer, disable all monitoring of this room until further notice. Authorization, Malata, Gamma 559.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna put all the microphones on mute.
Turn off, yeah. Turn off
Yeah.
the stream.
Yeah. See everybody in a minute.
I don't like what I'm about to suggest, but I would be very remiss not to consider it. If there is an opportunity to have them help us and remove this knowledge from them, we need to be prepared to take it.
Let's just be clear here, Skip. Remove the knowledge.
Make it somehow so that they cannot deliver this knowledge back to...
Somehow.
Like a memory wipe.
So we gotta kill
Right?
them or we gotta hypnotize them. That's what I just heard.
Yeah.
Is that it?
I don't like even having that thought.
Yeah, but if
But
we
we
gotta
gotta.
do it, we gotta do
We
it.
have to
So
do it.
there's always an option.
We have to be prepared.
Wait, did you say kill?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're
Is
gonna
it
kill them.
sacrificing all of our ideals as Starfleet officers if we take lives in order to save our own?
Nah.
No.
Firing on an enemy that is not engaged is...
Sorry.
We haven't gotten to there yet.
We could do it.
I'm just saying, in the long run, what we're doing is protecting the Federation and the Alpha Quadrant. We have no idea what their intentions are, what their capabilities are, what they are willing to do once they have this information.
Yeah.
We also got to figure out where they are in the hierarchy, though, because if we kill them and there's some other problems and some people come after us, we got to figure out what the technology is. I guess it really depends on what else
That is also
what we come up with.
We do need to.
Could
we
be
need to-
impossible.
but the option needs to be on the table.
Oh, that option's off. Oh,
The option to defend ourselves is always on the table, but I don't see how making a preeminent attack after we get the information, attack them, and then leave. I don't see how that makes us worthy of returning to our dimension.
Suggesting to burn that bridge when we get to it?
I need all options being discussed and being prepared for. There are measures that I will not take as a Starfleet officer no matter what the circumstances. But I need to know what every possible permutation of this is.
I feel like you want to say something. Just say it.
No, I'm having a...
Speak up, Vincent.
We are preparing for the idea that they are going to use this technology or this information for bad.
Yes.
For,
Yes.
to our detriment. On the one hand, with that knowledge, let's say it's true, wouldn't preemptively removing the knowledge from them, which I uncharacteristically would ask, maybe we do a not murder everyone solution.
I prefer not murdering everyone's solutions.
Cool. In that case, preemptively removing that information from their heads would count as sparing the rest of our universe.
Yes.
And therefore the needs of the many outweigh the needs of our morals.
Well,
Yes.
I'll repeat, I'd rather not return if the cost is stabbing our...
You'd rather stay here.
They could be decent folk.
They could be.
And
It's possible. But the greater concern is if we do use their assistance to create this technology and then leave it in their hands, then it's in the hands of anyone in this universe.
I mean, technically it's also in the hands of us, considering when we go back, I assume we're going to tell everyone what happened.
Yeah, it would put us on equal footing, and if they can help us with this, they can already make that travel.
Yeah.
So, I think it's...
If there is no sign of treachery or betrayal or hostile intent, then we will make no action against them. Is that understood?
Can I offer an alternative?
Uh-huh.
As we're working on this, if it's possible for us to destroy whatever technology as we leave, that may be
without destroying the ship.
without destroying their ship,
Yeah.
if possible.
I'm open to that.
Yes. I would like...
I mean, I feel like that's an alternative possibility. This is all theoretical, but I really think we have to at least leave the option on the table of not leaving the technology behind when we go.
I think it's also within capabilities, if they seem to be suspect or hostile, we could seed their ship's computer with a piece of software that would remove the data.
Something that acted like a virus?
That's a good word for it.
That's a, wow.
Lieutenant.
Gotta get your MacBook.
That is the best delivery.
I mean, obviously, totally
Let's-
compatible.
Let's be ready for that eventuality. Let's have that ready. Let's be ready to destroy their ship if it seems clear they have hostile intent. Let's do everything we can to make sure whatever solution requires a cooperation of their technology and ours to make it happen. Because if it takes both of us, then they won't be able to use it once we're gone, and neither will we.
Got it.
Oh, that's smart.
Teamwork.
Sounds good.
But also, leave the other option on the table.
I mean, if we gotta kill him, we gotta kill him, though, too.
We have to be...
Don't worry. You won't be doing the killing, I'm sure.
I am
Yeah,
not
I
averse to
will.
defending ourselves. Don't misunderstand me.
We have to be ready for the possibility that they will turn on us, betray us,
Yes.
and use this technology to invade our own
They will
universe.
100% turn on us, betray us, and use the technology to invade our universe. They are Romulans, and we should never, ever forget that.
If.
Noted, Lieutenant.
Trust no one.
Right. Meeting adjourned. Get back to your stations.
Good
Let me know
meeting,
what
good
you come up
meeting.
with.
Yeah.
Great.
Doctor.
Oh, yeah.
Commander, why don't you stick around a moment?
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Doctor, how are our 60 some odd patients
Oh.
displaced in time?
They're doing great. Every single one of them, you know. Okay, they're in varying states, but mostly great. They'll be fine. I'm sure.
Are they fit to serve on the crew if necessary?
Oh, you're thinking about this as we jump back?
I'm thinking about if we run into an emergency here and need.
You're gonna need more soldiers. I'll see what we can do.
Just let me know if that's even wise. I won't risk their lives, but any more than we have to risk.
See if we
everyone's
can get
lives.
everybody up to speed with what's going on now. I don't know.
Most of them are sworn Starfleet officers.
Yeah.
I think you have.
Right, but if they're out of time, I mean, they don't always.
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Well, that's 100% true.
Other than to get them up to speed with what's happening today.
Most of them are walking around and okay. It's
Okay.
more of a long-term thing of like.
How long will they can they be out here?
Well, no. It's more of a like they were malnourished for a while, and so it's going to take a while to get them all back up to being peak physical
Yeah.
condition kind of stuff. But they're all okay.
Okay.
A couple of injuries and stuff, but aside from a smaller number,
Yeah.
they're all
Just
right.
got to get them all
But,
up to speed. And,
yeah, your point there is very valid. Yeah, most of them are okay, and they could help out, like, hey, can you hold this light for me while I do something? Like, they could handle that, but, like,
They don't
hey,
know all
can
the
you
new
fix this
technology.
crazy tech that you've never seen before? Yeah,
Right.
that would be rough.
You've never used the 2-button pew and pew system before?
It's like, why are there 3 seashells? We've never seen a Starfleet bathroom. We don't know how many seashells there are.
Oh my god.
Well, we've never seen the
seen my
toilet.
mom's
I
bathroom.
should be clear.
We know there's
Seashells in
sonic
there.
shower.
Yeah, we've seen the showers.
Yeah.
We've seen the shower.
Yeah.
Especially on this ship.
Oh, was that on Trade Shirt Day? Okay.
You just missed the day.
No, Trade Shirt Day happened without showers. So.
Yes.
Yeah, it was kind of.
It's actually a little gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's really
Not
nasty.
for neat freaks. It was,
No.
yeah.
It's covered in like fear sweat.
Yeah.
So much
Not
fluff.
fear sweat, flop sweat. Totally. Flop sweat is way better than fear sweat.
Stress sweat.
Stress sweat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So dismiss the officers and we'll wait for Tomalak.
Okay. He signals that he's ready whenever you are.
Okay. Who wants to be in the meeting?
I want to be in this meeting.
Don't I have to be in this meeting?
You don't have to. No.
You have to be in this meeting.
I'm a little blue backpack apparently, so just like stretching next to the transporter, just like, all right, I got this.
Yeah.
In my head, my character is like 5 foot tall max.
Is that with antenna?
No, 5'2" with antenna. 5'4" maybe.
Yeah.
Depending on the day.
It just depends on
If it's
extension.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes it's cold.
I get it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. So we'll have him beamed over as soon as he's ready.
Grab chocolate.
It's like an aggressive grab.
It's an aggressive moment.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Assert
ready?
dominance over the chocolate.
Bracing
I'm
ourselves.
irritated with the chocolate because it's still there because none of you are eating it, which means I'm going
Well,
to eat the entire
It
thing
puts
by the
phlegm
end
in
of
your
this.
throat, and then you're talking. And
I know I should have had it during the conference room scene. I'm sorry. I just know that I usually have to do a lot of talking up front, so I didn't want a mouthful of chocolate when I went, okay, everybody. I would turn into his Benzite for the beginning of the briefing, and that wouldn't be so good.
It was
my God.
a perfectly viable way to speak. I don't know why anyone didn't want me to play.
Oh my god.
All right. So,
Makes me angry still.
the transporter chief, he engages the transporter system, and quick question: how many people were visible on the bridge?
107.
No.
I assume at least 6 of us.
Me, Commander, Rorg, Osul, Apeta. I stopped
Brazy.
counting my fingers.
Crazy.
Brazy, Trop.
There's a drop.
Probably
Every
like
time
2 or
I'm
3
gonna
others.
say
About
sorry.
10.
Okay. That's just important for a second.
Oh,
Or we
right.
should not increase security visibly. Oh shoot! I should help that commander, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
Probably.
I'm a bad commander, guys.
It's because you're.
You have a second. You have a second. What did you want to do?
Is it possible? Oh God, how many people do I have on in security in general?
Several dozen, at least.
I don't want to visibly increase security on the bridge because I don't want Tomalak to feel like we are aggressively monitoring him.
Sure.
But I'm going to be his buddy. And I would like... God, I wish I knew how these ships were built. I would like at least 2 on the other side of most of the entrances to the bridge or wherever we're going to be bringing him.
Sure.
But subtly.
Out of sight.
Out of sight. Bring cards. Look busy.
Have a folder. If you walk around with a folder, everyone thinks you're busy.
Bring coffee every once in a while.
Clipboards.
Yes, I want everyone with a clipboard.
Perhaps we could put a few of them in engineering uniforms.
Can we?
They're the same.
They're the same.
Oh yeah, we're all
They're
wearing.
the same.
Yeah.
Are we all wearing
Edit
red?
that.
Security and
Security and engineering are both the yellow
Both gold.
mustard.
We'll fix that in post.
Gold.
Color.
It's gold.
That is an ugly color.
It's gold, but it would
lovely.
really help you if you spilled some Gulden's mustard from your lunch. It wouldn't be noticeable. You'd be fine.
Matches the blue really nicely though. So
Sorry.
Also, I would send Commander Calum with Shazaner to go meet our guest,
cool.
because that would be
Yeah. Anyway, I just like a little bit of increased security, but not obvious.
No problem.
So that's the memo that goes out.
You can absolutely have done that. That's not a problem.
They're used to these from
So the transporter pad lights up, and you see the telltale twinkle of a materializing person, and then standing in front of you is Commander Tomalak in his super 80s squared off shoulders.
Yes.
But he's carrying this awkward big box in front of him, and he's like, "Oh, hello! So many of you came to greet me.
Yes, can we take your box from you?
Well, thank you." And he passes it off to you, and it clanks.
This seems like such a bad idea already, but
Why would you just take the box from the alien?
I'm not that smart, guys.
What's his name again?
Tomalak.
Tomalak. T-O-M-A-L-O-K.
Wait, was that just the dumbest idea I've ever had?
And he's a captain, right?
Commander.
Okay.
Which for Romulans is the same level as captain.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pass this box off to the other security officer, the other
And
one.
have it scanned.
Yes.
Like immediately.
Well, do it subtly then.
You do know that, like, the transporter would alert you if there was
was a virus.
obvious weapons,
Right.
or if it was biologically infectious or anything like
Who the
that.
hell knows, though?
Look, we're being friendly.
Some
Anything else in
tools.
the box?
This is why I didn't send Rorg to greet the Romulans.
I have questions. I would like answers.
So you pass the box off, and he goes, "Oh, wait!" And he reaches over and like folds open the top of the box, and he reaches inside, and he pulls out like a 2-liter sized container of bright blue liquid, and he goes, "I have brought to celebrate."
I was right.
Romulan ale.
They are friendly.
Nobody drink the ale. For God's sake, people.
I like pop my head in. I heard there was ale.
Right.
Nobody drink the ale.
In sick bay, you hear like clink clink, and you're
Yeah.
like,
Booze.
"I hear the call. I must go."
He's got daredevil ears, but only for
Only for booze.
So, quick sidebar. Joey and I. So I've been having Joey's watching through original series now, and so this weekend he was at the Menagerie, which is the 2-part where they also show the original footage
Right.
from the original pilot. And so the Doctor comes into Pike, to Captain Pike, and he like opens up his old timey medical box, medical case, and he starts mixing up this thing. And he hands this drink to the captain, and the captain's like, "I'm not sick. What is this?" And he's like, "It's a martini."
See? Not wrong.
I was like, "Oh, it's Dr. Laws."
Yes.
This is a cranky old man, Doctor.
Yeah.
Love it.
Anyway, sorry.
The pet is just happy, like, they are friendly.
But yeah, he like immediately walks over and offers you the bottle, and
Thank you, Commander, and welcome to the USS Barbican.
well, thank you.
Please have a seat, and I'll have some glasses replicated.
Wait, are we sitting down in the transporter room?
Oh, I thought you'd brought.
Yeah.
We'll
Are
take
we
them
in the
upstairs.
transporter room?
I thought so, but we can
I
fast forward to getting to another room if
Yeah,
you like.
because I sent them to meet him. They're going to bring him to me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm
So
sorry. I
Vanessa
thought this
are
was
waiting
the
in the observation
Yes,
lounge.
yeah.
My bad.
I'm establishing
I'm-
dominance.
Very good. Very good.
Ooh,
very
smart.
Do you want to introduce us so that we can
sure,
get this
yeah.
underway?
Commander Tomalak, I am Commander Calum. I'm the first officer of the ship. And this is Ensign Shazaner. Did it. First try. That was not a
He has a moment of celebration.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jumping freeze frame. So your gift is very generous. We're here to take you to the captain's ready room.
Oh, very good, very good. This is
Observation lounge is what I said.
and you're actually a Bajoran, right?
Yes.
It's fine.
So he goes, very good. Take me to the captain.
I'm not going to make any comment on that. I'm just yes, I am.
No, it's all good. I just wanted to make sure because I had forgotten.
Yeah. Oh, that was the GM asking.
Yes.
I thought the commander Tomalak
No,
was
no, no.
asking me if I'm Bajoran.
You're up. Sure.
I assume it's going to become very obvious as he walks through the ship that we have a ton of different, and we have a ton of humans. Like,
Yeah.
And our
Yeah.
ship-
it's going to get
Or
weird
some
fast.
human or something.
and our ship
yeah.
isn't all dark and murdery like all their other ships here.
Right?
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, specifically though, Bajorans, Klingons, and Cardassians are the bad guys
Yeah, and he has
to
been,
him.
he has been met by
A
questionable
Bajoran.
and Bajoran.
And an Andorian. He probably knows who the Andorian race is, but
we don't know, so.
unless they were all genocided out by the old
Oh.
Terran Empire, I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I'll have to think about that one.
We forgot. We decided that we didn't know either.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
kn-
Yeah.
I could be all weird to him.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Very good.
Yep. Let's. We'll lead the way and
These
make small talk on the way.
these humans are very trusting. It certainly led to their downfall here.
We have a different
did not study
relationship
that.
with humans, and humans have conducted themselves very differently
Mm.
in our side of things.
So they managed to hold the territory then. They didn't break down and become pacifists here, like here.
The humans never invaded the surrounding star systems.
Well, how did they?
We're all
Fascinating.
friends.
They established they established cooperative relationships with several species and established a federation and spread out from there. Actually, played a big part in what's that word I want?
Liberating?
Yeah, thank you. In liberating Bajor from the Cardassian oppression.
Ah, so you still conquered the Cardassian dogs.
Yes.
Very good. Very good.
This is great.
I'm suddenly wondering if we can just lie and be like, and the Romulans love us.
Right? Yeah. Romulans in our universe are our best friends.
I'm so scared that, like, I'm really glad that there's no, like, stick your foot in your mouth at this moment, because it would be very me to just be like, yeah, the Romulans hate us, but it's fine. And, like, I didn't do that, though.
It's fine.
Whereas I have values of sharing culture.
Yeah,
So
see.
that's,
No, I dig it. Yeah, yeah.
I'm also an anthropologist and a physicist.
Hey.
Just roll those
Polymath.
ologies. Yeah. So he follows along and he kind of makes some small talk about things, and he's like, "This is very interesting architectural choices."
Is there a role to, like, detect bullshit?
It would probably be like, what do you think he's bullshitting about?
Well,
Is
I'm
the question.
trying to get, like, does, like, he's just so friendly.
Are you trying
Like,
to see if he's being genuine or if he's putting an act on?
Yeah. That's,
Okay.
like, is this, like, he brought us gifts and he's being very,
You brought us booze.
genial? Like, is this an act or is he, is this what it seems to be?
Is he safe?
By the
Yeah.
way, sorry for the coughs on my part, everybody. I spent the weekend camping with Cub Scouts in the hills when other parts of Southern California are an inferno, so everything outside is covered in smoke.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I think you probably do insight.
Mhm.
And
And science?
No, not science. See, like if you thought he was bullshitting you on a specific scientific related statement,
But
then for sure.
Insight and security?
That's what I'm thinking. Insight and security, most likely.
I can help with security.
It's kind of the cop sizing up somebody.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Can I help?
So you can totally make the roll.
Yeah. So is that...
To get assistance, though, that's going to be a little complicated in this situation.
In all honesty, I am still a security officer. I would at least be able. I'm not stupid. I'd be like, you look like you're faking this. Like,
No, and you
Or
can
two-
totally make
two
the roll
separate rolls.
separately. But for you guys to coordinate and like do the assist mechanic here
That'd
would
be
be
weird.
difficult in front of the dude.
sure, we
Yeah.
can't just like stare at each other
Yeah,
intensely
if
and be
we
like,
had planned ahead for this, that would have been good. But we
why are
didn't
you
think
not?
of that.
Why are you not your boyfriend?
Right?
I get that a lot.
I mean, can I do it separately as well, just in case?
Yeah, 100%.
What am I rolling?
So it's going to be 2d20s, and you're going to do insight and security as your target number.
And plus security. Sorry, I'm trying to remember.
Yeah,
the system
insight
again.
plus security, and then roll your target number or below.
Damn it.
Oh, that's 2.
I rolled
you're good.
13. Okay, good.
Is the crit
Barely.
the security?
If it were under your security rating, yes.
Do you? No. If you have a focus that applies here,
That's right. Yeah.
Anthropology? Well, it doesn't matter because I didn't hit it anyway. So
I was gonna say my insight is 8 and my security is 4, and I rolled an 8 and a 5.
Okay, but that's
So-
it's 2 successes.
Was
that's
it?
2 regular successes.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah, I also got 2 successes.
Oh man,
Okay.
switching game systems is really hard.
He
Oh, sorry. Do we have momentum?
not right now.
We don't start with it.
No.
Okay. All right.
Although you do all start with your determination point refreshed for the new episode.
Oh yes.
And determination lets you...
Activate your values,
Yes.
and that gives you the super crit automatic die.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
No worries. So, both of you think that he's being pretty genuine. Like, he seems genuinely curious about, like, he probably only has heard peripheral things about this whole idea of another universe because of the events of the downfall of the Terran Empire here. Like, it became, since that's a historical situation now, enough was written about it that it's kind of become like what would cause an empire over the course of just a couple of years to switch from being ruthless fascists to a pacifist-led organization that then enabled another group to come and crush them. Like, that's fascinating. Especially to a technological society that might be curious about, what is that? What's over there?
Yeah.
This universe kind of sucks for us. Let's see if we can find a better one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, they're good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think as we're walking, you get like kind of a side eye from Caleb. Like, is this like, am I getting the legit read on this guy? Like,
Yeah, and Petta's just like, yeah.
Oh,
I had a
you're
great
so
time.
sweet.
Yeah,
You
wait
were
for
gonna
it.
break
So
her.
sweet. I know. I'm like,
I'm gonna give him the Wi-Fi password.
Give it to
soon?
me.
Yes!
Okay.
What the hell, you people?
Oh, just wait for it.
I love this. I've got like my 2 like super friendly, trusting officers, and then my 2 like, oh hell no with the
No.
Romulans officers. Yeah, like fuck it, nope.
Grab him and beat the information out of him.
Only thing you can do with the Romulan.
Pretty much.
Something specious.
So yeah, I guess we walk him up to the
Sure.
Observation lounge.
And he continues to just make a little small talk about, like, he sees the number of and diversity of the crew, and he's kind of talking about that, like, oh, you allow all of these other races to walk free in your ship.
These are all Federation member species, and the Federation is neither passive or aggressive. They defend themselves when appropriate, and our primary mission is to explore and discover.
Our interests are not misaligned.
I'm glad to hear it. I'm sure the captain will be glad to hear as well.
I feel like we've overachieved on the explore thing right now.
Accidental exploration is some of the
Surprise.
best exploration.
Right.
Oops, a new universe.
I feel like at some point Apetta has like verbatim repeated like the Starfleet the Starfleet like brochure line, which is like of
To sign
all
up,
races
yeah.
and creeds.
Yeah, totally.
As the turbo lift door shuts, it's like the more you know. All right. So you guys arrive, unless there's anything else in particular you wanted to do while you're walking.
Can I
Can't
pick his
imagine.
pocket?
If you want to try.
You should definitely not try.
Yes.
Apetta says no. Clara says go for it.
Please.
No, I'll just slap him on the butt and we'll go in.
Oh, good game. All right.
Yeah, that's what we do in our universe.
Just a greeting here.
It's a
Yeah.
formal.
He's totally gonna do it to somebody else now. It's gonna be so good.
He beams back to his ship. And
We're
just
gonna
starts
laugh and laugh.
The most formal is the pat and squeeze.
Yeah.
the linger pat. Yeah. That's
In 100 years from now, Romulans in the Mirror Universe will all grab each other's butts as a way of greeting.
I am trying to drink my drink.
My job is done.
it is good to meet you.
Dave turned around.
Present to you my cheeks.
Cheeks.
Well met.
When we're dancing
Oh,
cheek
man.
to cheek. I like it. I like it.
I feel like that
We're gonna
completely
destroy
violates our
another
prime
society.
directive.
We will have destroyed a second society
Yeah.
in the Mirror Universe.
Yeah. That's what we
Just
do.
with butt
how it
grabs.
goes.
That's what
Right?
we do.
Prime directive does not apply in your universes.
Breaking necks and cashing checks.
Right.
That's how we do it.
All right. So you guys arrive in the observation lounge. And he walks in and he kind of sees the big bay windows looking out at space, and he goes, "This is very interesting design. Also, you keep such obvious weak points in your outer hull defenses."
Oh no, they're mega reinforced.
Stop telling me about our defenses.
Very good.
Um,
Don't even
Then he
try
looks
it.
over and he goes, "Oh, Captain!"
I get up as soon as he comes in, and I go over to him and say, Commander Tomalak, I am Captain Mulata.
It is nice to meet you in person.
Thank you. Please have a seat. Join us.
You don't smell anything nearly as bad as most humans I've encountered.
I take that as a great compliment, seeing as how long it has been since I've been in a sonic shower. But we've been a little busy.
I can understand.
I want to say that we're very appreciative that you would be willing to trust us enough to come over to our ship alone. It is, we are in a very dangerous situation, and we are very, very happy to have you coming to meet us on our terms.
Well, it might not be as generous a thing as you think. Obviously, if I were to be assassinated or something, your ship would be destroyed before you could leave. But I'm happy to meet you, and I'm glad that we are off to a congenial start.
Yes.
I have brought presents. And he gestures over at the other security guy that was
Yeah.
lugging this big box. And he gets up and he walks over and he pulls out the first big 2-liter thing and he brings it and he
We're
goes,
not drinking.
"It is a drink."
Is this Romulan ale?
Well, indeed.
Yeah. Grab glasses, pour one for each of us.
No! 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 We're not.
Grin and roar.
No!
He's gonna share it with us though, so he can have the first sip.
And I
Oh.
Yeah.
toast
Cheers.
him.
Hi.
And I will
It's
drink
like
the Romulan
iocane
ale.
powder. Okay, sorry.
I do not
Happy
drink
birthday,
the ale.
Wallace. Sean, it's his birthday, I think, today.
Oh.
Yeah, he's 75.
Happy birthday to the Grand Negus.
Yeah, the Grand Negus.
All right.
I'm going to wait and see if I should take his pip and put it onto my...
Yeah, I'm not drinking it. My hand goes immediately to my facer.
I'm definitely drinking it.
Yeah.
I'm just holding it because I don't know if I've ever had a legal drink before.
Yeah,
God,
I'm holding
Jesus.
mine as well.
I will set it out for anyone who wants to take it. They may, but yeah.
Sure.
I will
I'll
drink.
take 2.
She falls on that sword.
Double fisting it.
Someone has to.
I introduce him to everyone he doesn't already know.
And he goes around, your Bajoran officer is very kind. He exhibits none of the usual Bajoran aggressiveness.
You will find that Bajorans from our universe are quite different from those here, as I understand it. I've spent a lot of time among Bajorans as well.
Now,
Lieutenant Rorg is Vulcan and Klingon.
indeed.
Yep.
Oh my god, this is good. Okay.
No, there are too many questions here to ask them properly.
We should just move along.
Perhaps that is a discussion for another time.
We should get to the point.
Did no.
We will...
Stop looking at me like that.
It's okay.
He honestly, more than anything, he seems like excited and full of questions
Yep.
about how that happened.
Yep.
More than like he's like,
Nope.
did the Vulcans conquer the Klingons? And that's a thing, or the other way around, or were you rescued from some horrible biological experiment? Like,
Nope.
There's so many questions running through his head.
Not doing this.
Yeah.
Not doing this at all. Nope.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, as you can see, I am
Trying to hand signal.
the human commanding officer of this ship. I have a Bajoran first officer. I have a Tellarite, an Andorian, and a Vulcan Klingon among my senior officers. We have a great diversity, and the Federation of Planets in our world is devoted to that diversity, and we find it to be a great source of strength.
Our Vulcan cousins here had a similar saying long ago about infinite diversity and infinite combination.
Yes.
Even fascinating to see it applied.
Yes, we have that philosophy, and we do our best to live by it. But as you might imagine, we live in a very different world than the universe that you inhabit here. And we would very much like to go back.
I can understand. The Alliance has already made its preliminary offers to negotiate with you at the point of their photon torpedoes.
Yes.
I'm sure.
We have met their lovely hospitality already.
Yes.
Yeah.
We give back as good as we get, but we are alone here, and we do not belong here. And since a singularity brought us here, we are hoping that the same singularity technology that Romulans in our universe use will be of some assistance in getting us back.
So, our Romulan counterparts sent you here?
No.
No.
Ah.
We arrived here by accident.
Ah!
An accidental singularity.
Ah, so a naturally occurring.
Yes.
Ah, I see.
Sort of.
And we
Definitely.
we hoped that if anyone had the technology and the scientific knowledge to help us manipulate a singularity to cause our return, it would be the Romulans.
Well, it's entirely possible. We have made great strides at our artificial singularity control systems in the last 100 years. After the fall of the Terran Empire, we managed to help many of our Vulcan cousins escape from their territory
I see.
before Vulcan was destroyed. So they have helped us refine our technology in this front.
Vulcan destroyed. It's
Yes. And not stupid. Now I'm mad.
You tried.
No red matter involved.
Yeah, there's none of that.
yeah.
But orbital bombardment works just fine.
It does.
It's one way to do it.
I just remembered we had to blow up a ship to get here, and now I'm sad.
Yeah.
Because
But
I
it was
just
an
figured,
empty ship.
yeah, but there's a perfectly usable ship with a singularity outside.
No.
I don't want to blow them up. I kind of do.
We'll find another ship to blow up. It's gonna be fine.
Hopefully, we can do something a little more precise.
Or
Or we blow
a
stuff.
photon torpedo
something
works
up.
just
Yep.
fine.
I am so glad we're having this conversation outside of character.
In character, I'm just glaring needles at this guy.
Right, yeah.
You can see him, and he's like super jovial, and he gets to you, and he's like, and he keeps looking back over the other side
I'm
of the
just
table.
like, are we going to toast, or like, do we drink it straight up, or are we waiting?
Oh, please.
Oh, great. Sorry,
Yeah,
yeah.
You're on like your second one. I'm so sorry.
Right, yeah.
This is delicious.
I brew it myself.
You're a home brewer.
Yes,
Of course you are.
No, I hate him even more.
it's a hobby.
That's
Jesus
great.
Christ.
It's Romulan IPA.
Oh, God.
R.I.P.A.
You have not lived until you have tasted the yeast of Romulus.
Oh, why'd you have to say
Very
it like
strong
that?
Yeah, nope.
yeast.
Nope.
This
Nope.
yeast is
Commander
strong.
Tomalak,
Indeed.
have your scientists had? You said you made strides in singularity technology. Has that been primarily to harness power, or have they been conducting other experiments?
Well, it is. I'm hesitant to go into too much detail, as you can understand, but we have made strides beyond just power generation. It enables us to manipulate some degree of our shielding technology, as I'm sure you have some of your own, has gotten much better as a result.
It's interesting.
And interfaced with our cloaking technology, we are able to create deceptions.
So that's how you created the nebula.
Indeed,
The nebula does not exist.
not naturally.
Fancy.
Okay.
It's impressive technology. Commander, if it is all right with you, and I understand if you need to speak with representatives of your government before you answer, but I would like to assign members of my crew to work with scientists and engineers from your crew to perhaps begin to investigate a possible solution for us.
Captain,
Yes.
may I suggest that we just exchange information at first?
An information exchange would be a good start.
We would be willing to exchange some information on our singularity containment systems. Perhaps in exchange for some information you might have about certain tactically relevant targets.
I can't imagine that we would have any information on tactically relevant
We-
targets.
Well,
Explored this universe minimally.
I have a feeling that you perhaps have some information on the Bajoran homeworld,
Yes.
and perhaps some information on Kronos.
Yes.
Mhm.
We are not able to penetrate that deeply into enemy territory. Knowing some things like plate tectonics, active interstellar phenomenon in their neighborhoods, as it were.
A prime directive.
Well, there is
We're not allowed to.
no guarantee that that information will actually be accurate here, but we might be able to reveal similar things if you'll allow us to consider that option as you consider ours, our offer. There, we will attempt to provide you with tactical information as we can.
Would your goal be to completely eliminate the Bajoran threat in this universe, or simply make a sweeping tactical victory?
Well, one leads to the other.
Not necessarily.
Commander, I think what my executive officer is getting at is that we are a peaceful people at heart. And the idea of eradicating an entire planet of people just because they are your enemies is abhorrent to us.
Mm.
And that is the line we would not be willing to cross.
We understand,
I understand.
You're at war, and you intend to win that war, and I can understand that completely. I'm a soldier and a veteran myself. But genocide is not something we can support.
I understand. I
will say that we do have extensive information on Klingon engineering and Cardassian engineering. And we could provide information that might prove extremely useful to you in overcoming their technology. Without giving you information that could be used in a way that we would find reprehensible.
I understand.
I look pointedly at Rorg,
This
who I know is furious right now.
That pencil's going awfully deep into your thigh there.
I
give him the
Are you
look.
counting to 10 a lot? I feel like you're counting to 10 a lot.
I'm imagining we give them like the how to the Honda like service manual that you get with your car. Like that's the information.
Congratulations on your new bird of prey purchase.
Yes.
I give Rorg the look of keep it together.
Well, I will have to discuss things with my superiors
Of course.
before we can formalize this kind of an arrangement. We might also be interested in knowing about your technological improvements. The things on your ship, your photon torpedo array, for example, seemed quite effective against Daka and his ship.
We might be willing to exchange information on tactical technology as well.
Limited information.
Two
I have to
buttons
know
is
it's
still-
limited.
You must understand that we are walking a very fine line here.
I do understand. As am I. Trading away information on our core systems to a ship that even has one Bajoran aboard. I will have to work very hard to sell this upstream, as it were.
I understand. Perhaps a very temporary and limited officer exchange might be in order to help foment trust between our two people. Some of my officers can come to your ship, and you can send officers here.
Dead. They'll be dead.
Nice, guys.
Thank you.
Indeed.
Suicide mission? I'm sorry.
Nose goes.
Excuse me while I quiet the telepathic ranting of my drunk doctor.
I'm sorry. Hi. This ale is delicious. I feel dead. It's killing me wonderfully. Is that better, Cap?
Thank you.
Suicide.
If I may suggest, I know Lieutenant Trop, the new head of our science department, I'm sure would be eager to...
Yeah, send the new guy. That's smart.
Yes. We will, let's say 3 officers exchanged.
I will arrange this.
Someone else who's
And-
easy to lose.
We will prepare a list, and we will.
I will return to my ship and do the same. It will take at least several hours before I get any kind of response back from my superiors.
Of course. In the meantime, a cultural exchange seems
Cultural exchange. That's
very
nice.
much in keeping with our goals.
Indeed.
Ensign Shazana will escort you back to the transporter room.
I can't tell if Claire was dying to go over to the ship or dying to not be sent to the ship.
This was nose goes. The last person. But no, I'm sorry. I put my finger on my nose. For those of you listening to the podcast, as soon as he offered to send someone over.
You were very enthusiastic, but I couldn't tell which way.
Pro
you were
or con?
To be fair, it is well within Epeta's values to go over and be
Yeah.
like, yeah, this is great. They seem nice. I'm going to do everything I can anyway. I'm kind of an idiot. Like,
Well, for different reasons, Calum is also like a prime candidate to go over. So
None of us should be going over there.
oh no, I'm aware it's a bad idea, but it might make a great story. And
Of death.
We'll discuss this once the Romulan has left the room.
All of this is out of character
Yeah.
discussion for sure.
just establishing background.
yeah, but I'm also pretty sure Meta does not have a poker face. So he was like, trade officers, and she's like,
That's where we showed up at the same. Poker here. Don't do it.
Chief of Security, want to say something?
Are you kidding? We're
Time
main
in
characters.
oh, I didn't want to say anything. I just wanted to.
You wanna jump in here?
Because she's a good officer, Rourke, who does what she's supposed to do.
Well,
Yeah.
here's the thing. I believe in the captain. I'm sure he has a plan that doesn't involve us all dying.
Yes.
I
course.
assume.
Yes.
I'm hoping.
It is a perfectly reasonable assumption. And
Yeah.
I'm sure you are correct.
Nope.
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 No, yeah.
Nope.com.
Oh boy.
But like everything you've said has made sense to me so far. As
Right, yeah.
little as I want to do the things.
Just because Rourke hates all of these ideas.
Oh yeah, I disagree with him. He's been nice. He gave us booze. And a box. I don't know what's in the box. We're going to find out.
More booze.
You're like a
More
cat.
booze.
It's like a case of booze. Because
Like a cat. No,
There's a
no
case
pet.
too.
Only pet.
Play in the box.
Yeah.
Look, there's a case.
Yeah.
And
Like,
there's booze. There are so many things that can go wrong here.
like moved all the booze out of the box and it just sat in the box. Like,
If you fit, it sits.
Oh my god.
you can kind of guess that he brought enough for everybody he saw on the view screen
Oh.
to have
yeah.
a bottle.
we could have had more people on the view screen.
I said there were 107 people.
So,
Ugh.
we'll have Shazana take him back to the transporter room, and I will stay and get yelled at by Rourke.
All right. So,
And whoever else wants to stay and yell
Well,
at me.
I want to
unless
see that
there's
show.
unless there's anything in particular you want to do on the walk down there,
I cannot think of anything at the moment other than probably just like, I don't know. She's friendly. She's just like, you're really nice. That's awesome. I hope this works out well for us. Like, if he didn't think we were like super friendly before, he may actually just think we're friendly and annoying now.
that's perfect. That's fine. So he teleports back to his ship without any incident. You guys can talk and figure out who you'd want to send for an officer exchange. I'll be right back.
Send the Expendables. That's all I got to say about that.
Do not want to think of
Right.
myself as
I think first, once the Romulan is gone, I believe Rourke has something he wants to say.
Sending
Lieutenant?
anyone over there, certainly before they get any approval, is just crazy, Skip. What are you doing?
I see an opportunity to have 3 officers aboard their ship gathering intelligence about their intentions and their cultural status.
And what if they warp off with them? What if, who knows what they do with
Well,
them?
we'll have 3 of theirs.
And what if
Oh,
those...
great.
Yeah, we'll have 3 Romulans on our ship.
That they hopefully care about enough to not warp away with us.
I feel... I don't know.
That's how hostage exchanges work.
I am deeply skeptical of all of this, because then we've got 3 potential saboteurs.
Well, I
On our ship.
understand your
We could be
concern,
saboteurs.
but there was nothing to indicate that Tomalak was being duplicitous or had, I mean, aside from hinting at destroying an entire species.
Yeah.
Aside from that
2
one
of
minor
them.
fact.
2 of them.
To be fair, this alignment of 3 species has wiped out an enormous portion of this universe.
That's fair.
And the fear of that, as even though one of those is my own species, I think these Bajorans are not my Bajorans.
That is completely legit. I am deeply skeptical, especially, when he was talking about wanting the technical data, which was a fine offer, but we just saw them blow up a Klingon ship.
Yeah.
And
I don't think they
and
need
my-
any more technical data.
they could blow us up at the drop of a hat.
So all the more
Also
reason
true.
to at least act like we're being nice.
My equation there was simple. If they have that kind of technology to create this artificial nebula to blow up ships well out of range of any of our munitions, then giving them a more efficient photon tube is not going to make a difference.
Okay. Until they fire it at us.
But they could destroy us now.
Yes.
Well, they
That
could
is-
have already done it. They tried a little with that ale. Oh,
Yeah.
It really
Oh,
is.
I forgot to drink mine.
Nope.
It's better than our Romulan ale, actually.
Is it ale or is it like a hard liquor?
Oh, out of character?
Yeah, out of character.
Yeah, Romulan ale is like super hard.
It's like
Yeah.
super whiskey.
Okay, yeah.
super whiskey.
Okay,
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah, Abetta's
And
like
blue.
stuck her
blue.
tongue in it and just like,
yeah.
It's like bright blue.
But it's blue. It's like
And it gets
racist.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
wild, Adam,
Uh,
that you would say that to her.
why has it got to be a blue ale?
Why is it gotta be blue? I'm wearing yellow.
Right.
so it's green.
Man,
Right.
there's a whole HR meeting about this ale
Yeah.
coming up any minute.
Yeah. All the
Where's
Andorians
Mac?
file a complaint against the
Yes.
captain. Yeah.
Alas, you want to say anything here?
Oh, I mean, I think all of it's bad. Whatever. I just think that, like I said, send the Expendables. Send somebody over there who we don't care about, because something could happen. That's all I have to say about that.
Doctor, I care about every single
Yeah.
person that's on that
But you care a little less about some, I'm sure.
That is true, which is why they're going to be staying here, so that I don't make...
All the same, I acknowledge the risks involved, and I think it may be a good gesture to send a high-ranking officer. And I will admit that my scientific curiosity has overridden the great deal of caution and
Are
trepidation.
you trying to
I
get
feel
yourself
about this.
over there?
I am.
Yeah, I'm sure you do real well over there.
But I could take care of him.
Okay.
I would like to thank you for volunteering, but I need you on the bridge.
Damn it.
Because I'm going.
Captain,
That is a
Captain.
wildly terrible idea.
Oh,
That is an exceptionally bad idea, Skip.
another one bites the dust.
Commercial break.
Yes!
Totally.
Line!
Totally.
I win Star Trek.
Totally.
Oh man.
So like, what? Captain.
I'm so going.
Captain. Oh.
That's where all the hot Romulan tale is going to be.
I have watched an episode of Star Trek.
my
I know
God.
this is true.
Right? You go to the alien ship, and that's where you
That's
get
we go
laid.
hit
That
that.
is
It's
true.
true.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
That is actually
Always.
100% true.
Right?
Yeah, it's canon.
Yeah.
Especially if you're the captain. You're definitely having aliens.
Oh, yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
It is known.
There's no
So
color.
say we all. Anyway. Hey.
are going to get promoted so
I have always
fast.
wanted command of my own ship.
No, I was like, well, that sounds like okay.
Well, he did.
Yeah, we just had the last captain like a day before, right?
Yeah, you've now
Fine.
been through like what, 3
It's fine
chapters?
already. We haven't even been out that long.
I know, right? Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah, we haven't slept in over 24 hours
Yeah.
now.
Oh
This is
yeah. Yeah.
Great decision making, guys.
Yep. Yep.
This is the time to make hard decisions.
Actually, that's a good point in character.
Yeah.
I'll suggest. Oh wait, did we go to commercial? Where did we leave this?
Well, he just said the line,
Yeah.
like, I'm going to be going instead, and then things got out of character
Yeah.
at that point, and now we can go back into character.
Yeah.
By the way, and doctor, for the doctor's information, do remember that like the only reason I'm awake right now is because
I've given you all the drugs. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
No, I just was about to be
Yeah.
like, I got drugs if you guys need to sleep again.
I was woken up in the middle of the
That's
night
right.
and I've been captain ever since.
Captain, if I may suggest,
Yes.
we have at least 3 hours to work with. If we operated in 3 shifts, our crew could have an hour of R&R and shower, take a brief rest, which isn't going to be worth much, but it may,
Well, I got something that'll make it worth it.
for every member of the crew.
A good portion.
My point being, a morale boost could go a long ways towards improving everyone's
Oh, yeah,
work.
that works too.
Ice cream party? Like, what are you just sleeping?
everyone get in. I mean,
Everyone get to sleep.
come down off yellow alert, and if they wanted to destroy us, they could at any moment, and there's not much we could do about it.
At this point, I think let's resume regular duty shifts. Those who have been on duty the longest, send them back to their quarters. Let's get everybody as rested as we can. This is not going to be a fast process. We need everybody at full speed.
Yes.
Right?
Including you.
Yeah. Regular duty shifts is an excellent idea, Captain, and I would like to encourage you to retire to your quarters.
Yes.
I appreciate your concern. However, there are still things that need to be done.
We don't need to do anything until we hear back from the Romulans.
Fine. I will take a nap.
Very good, Captain.
That's great.
I'll take the bridge. Doctor, do you have anything that might help him sleep?
Oh, yeah, I was going to offer him something. I'm sorry. I am wasted.
To be fair, he probably doesn't need a lot, because he
Nah,
had a
he's
glass.
really tired.
The
And-
Romulan
But the
ale
stuff I
has-
gave him
Ale.
before. Oh, yeah, you had some ale too.
Has
I think we could
certainly-
all take naps.
Yeah.
You good?
Take your uppers with
You
your
good?
downers.
All right.
Are we going to decide who's going over now, then, or after we've napped?
Perhaps after
I'll
we've
make
all
the
had a chance to
decision
rest.
after I rest for a little bit. If there are any other volunteers, please let me know.
Oh, I'm going.
You want to volunteer? Ensign?
Yeah.
I'm going.
I'm taking care of your butt.
Rourke, is that wise?
I need to see their specs and see their engineering, and also
I value your engineering expertise over anyone on this ship, but I'm concerned about the potential cultural backlash.
It wouldn't be any different for you.
Accurate.
Why?
I believe Lieutenant Rourke is more frustrated than I am.
Yeah, he hates them, but you know what?
it's fine.
I'd rather have him. I feel like he'll be safer. I feel like you're going to go over there and be like among the wolves. And they're going to take you and they're going to kill you.
I will say, there's going to be for lack of a better phrase, a hostage exchange, as well as a crew that's coming over to talk science, or is it
Right.
is while we're there the time we learn? Are the 3 of us gonna
But-
learn about Romulan ships?
That's kind of what
That's
would
the
happen,
goal.
yeah.
Ah, crap. We would need someone who speaks ship better than I do.
Well, that's
That's why I would go.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm offering.
I was gonna
It
say.
makes the most sense.
Well, that's why I wanted to know if there was a second group.
Lieutenant Rourke is extremely qualified for
Yes.
this mission. I'm purely concerned about your...
It's fine. I'm not going to kill them all. I'm not. It'll be fine.
All.
We will.
Unless you have to.
Can I get a shot collar in advance for him?
No.
It'll be fine.
All right.
It's a thumbtack.
I'm taking
He's
a
gonna
nap.
Stab you with a thumbtack.
Commander, you're in command.
All right. I'll be on the bridge.
He's like so happy. Oh, he's so happy.
Maximum
Hey,
punch.
this fits with what the prophets have shown me. So.
Doctor, you want to walk with me, please?
Oh, yeah, Cap.
So I walk her out into the corridor towards my quarters.
Careful if his shirt comes off.
This is when it
This is how it
happens.
starts.
His shirt's gonna
Take
come
off your shirt, Doctor.
Captain! Captain!
This is the hallway. You at least took the first officer to your office. Good grief.
Priorities. She's got no shame. Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
I've got
she's all,
plenty of
she
shit.
starts pulling her shirt off as she walks into the hall.
Right? Yeah.
She's like, oh, I'm off duty.
I'm taking a nap, too. I don't sleep in anything. So talk to me.
Doctor, they think that I'm walking out with you so that you can help me get to sleep, but the truth is I need to be prepared. We need to be prepared for the worst possible outcomes.
All right, so is this a study sesh before we go and play with these guys?
No.
What do you need?
This is your assignment. Help me figure out what needs to be done if there's a really hard choice. If there is...
If we gotta kill him, is what you're wondering.
Yeah.
Well,
And given your background, there is no one who will be better at detecting whether or not they really are reprehensible.
so I gotta cut through the bullshit, is what you're saying, and figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
Happy to help, Cap.
And let me know if you find out anything.
All right,
In the meantime, I'm going to bed.
enjoy your nap. I had something to keep me up for a few more hours anyway. That's fine. Sleep well.
I go into my quarters and I take off my shirt.
And reveal those abs on
right.
abs on abs.
Plays a xylophone before going to bed.
Yeah, yeah. Wash my laundry.
Oh, this shirt's a little ripe.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to go to bed.
Yeah, that's why it didn't smell bad after 23 hours, because when I took it off, it washed against my washboard abs.
Fascinating
Just like
nanotechnology.
watching all day.
Yeah.
Not how it works.
Self-watching.
That's not how it works.
Well, I gotta freshen up.
works.
No?
The washboard abs don't wash themselves, is
No,
what you're saying?
that is not, no.
Oh my god.
Yeah, sometimes
my
those
God.
washboard abs need help. I'm happy to help. If you have washboard abs out there and you need help watching them, call me.
Wait, do you wash the, now I'm confused. Do you wash the washboard abs?
Sometimes you gotta soap them up. Oh my god, no, all I'm thinking about is washboard abs.
It didn't take a lot.
I know.
Let's be honest.
I have
Our
logistical
suggestion.
questions.
About the washboard
About
abs?
the nah, it's okay.
I
I've
was
seen
like-
that episode of Star Trek, but I don't think it was an episode of Star Trek.
Oh, it was definitely an episode
yeah.
of Star Trek. Anyway, there's a lot of those actually. There's quite a lot of ab episodes, and like we're like something sexy happens to everybody, and then all of a sudden it's like I don't
Abs
know.
everywhere.
I love it.
Oh my god.
For
Who
a
orders
bucket
a
space
pizza?
amendments.
Wait.
For
Yeah,
real,
exactly.
for real though.
Really?
Yes,
Yes. Oh my
there's
God.
some very good ones.
Yeah. No, I'm not kidding. That
Yeah.
like, there's an episode where they all lose their memories.
Yeah.
And the first thing Riker does is sleep with a coworker.
Yes.
And then try to sleep with a different coworker.
Yes.
So it is like Riker is actually the HR
He
violation.
is
Okay.
a walking
Oh,
HR
at all
violation.
times, but he's so hot, and I get it. Like, if I was that hot at work, like it would be a problem.
Yeah.
I was that hot at work. What's the
Whoa.
moving?
Oh, I don't know. That's me.
Who here?
I think. Oh no, it's some people putting stuff back on.
Oh, okay.
My mic's off.
No, it
Maybe
was like
it's
a
me.
weird crackle more.
It sounded like when people were getting texts and it used to interfere with. You remember
Yeah.
that?
Okay, I think
Well,
it's
it's
a
over
wire.
Weird.
Okay, sorry.
Wire issue? Everyone's okay?
Who knows? It's over now.
That's fine.
Can I take a nap?
Yeah.
Yeah,
unless-
I'm gonna put someone else on duty as I have a second command, whatever. I'm gonna take a nap, and
Definitely taking a nap.
Very good.
at some point I'll also have to tell.
Is anybody staying awake
I'm
that has a
definitely taking
specific
drugs.
goal?
Yeah. Go ahead. After you.
I was just saying I'm definitely taking some drugs, and I got to figure out what's going on. So I'm going to try to do a little recon.
Okay.
Is his mic switched off? Is that what's happening right now?
His is off.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Bizarre.
Who knows?
I don't know what
It's
happened.
gone.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I assume he's gonna have to tell everyone what's going on anyway. So.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I got to do recon and figure out like he gave me that mission, so I feel like I'm already
All right.
on the lookout. I'll may sleep for 30 minutes. I mean, I'm gonna get a little power nap in there.
Okay. And
That's
what,
about it.
Now, what exactly are you trying to figure out?
I want to do a little bit of homework, maybe some digging around, maybe some old journals and stuff like that, and figure out anything we know about the Romulans at any given time.
Okay.
If there's any more information out there. You got any info? Got any intel?
Well, I'm trying to think. Like, just general Romulan knowledge kind of thing? Or, like, a
Well, in
specific...
this specific, like, era, where, like, what is the era we're trapped in now? Because we're trapped in
It's
a different...
the same time period
Okay.
as you didn't travel through time, you just
Got it. Okay.
crossed a border between realities, essentially.
Got it. So we're like an alternate at
Yeah.
the same time. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, then I don't know what else I could find out right now. I'm just gonna party on this ale. That's probably it.
So, I mean, like, if you wanted to specifically, like...
Yeah.
There are sick people still.
Well, no, but if, with related to Romulans, like, if you wanted to look up
Like
something...
weaknesses or whatever.
Yeah,
but,
if
like
you-
I want to
yeah,
know like
okay.
all about like their like.
If you wanted to figure out, like, a
Systems.
combination of drugs that's sure to kill a Romulan,
Sure.
you could absolutely do that.
Sure.
Yes.
Real useful.
No, I'm super into that.
So, yeah.
And, like what's kind of their genetic makeup, a little bit more about them. So I guess I'm boning up like to know
Yeah.
what to do.
So, why don't you do, like, reason medicine?
Okay. Reason. Yeah, that's a 10 and medicine's a 5. Okay. Reason and medicine.
And it's only 2 difficulty.
Okay. No. Oh, it was close. 1 success,
Okay?
and the other one is just 1 over.
Okay. The 1 success,
Mm-hmm.
what did you get?
I got a 7,
A 7.
and
Oh,
I
okay.
had to get under 15.
Yeah, okay. Rock on. You can find... You put together a whole list of things that you could use to easily knock out a Romulan or kill a Romulan, that kind of stuff. You don't get information on stuff that might work like as a truth serum kind of drug. You don't get that kind of detail because you didn't have like all the latest medical journals on Romulan physiology available to you because you don't. The ship doesn't have connections to all of the usual computers all over
Right.
Federation space that it normally does. So it's you could certainly cook up a cocktail of drugs to make life terrible for a Romulan. To get them to be more compliant and friendly, not necessarily.
Well, teleporters, do they work kind of like security thingy? What's the word I'm looking for? Like at the airport?
Yes, they can absolutely disarm weapons in transport.
Yep.
So,
stuff
like,
that.
our phasers wouldn't... Are our phasers going with us?
It's going to
I
be a question for you guys and the captain.
Let me
Like,
phrase that. If we brought our phasers, would they be okay to go with us? Or will the teleporters
Potentially.
stop
not automatically. Like, you don't know enough about Romulan transporter tech.
that? Okay.
Although if
But-
we teleport ourselves into the
think so.
Romulan ship,
1, 2. There's that 2.
Oh, I don't know why I didn't hear you. Question 2 is, will hypodermic needles full of things that can make a Romulan's life not great get fit,
Not necessarily.
like an EpiPen?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, you could hide something like that in your stuff that you're bringing with you. That's
Okay.
possible.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
I mean, if I'm just bringing my medical bag, you know.
Yeah.
They might not be too worried. I'm just being like, if just in case people need anything.
But
Oh, you're going over to the ship now?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I
but,
don't
like-
want to, but if I'm needed, God.
Okay.
Well, I might swing by it before we leave and just be like, can I get like 3 EpiPens? Yeah.
so,
But
like,
you also raise a good point that when we teleport them over here, we can render their weapons inactive.
True.
yeah,
Which we will also
And-
we will be doing.
it's a reasonable assumption that you guys, because the usual way that things are done to be nice between ships in space is you beam from your system into their system and then materialize on their pad, right?
Right.
So their system has a chance to do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I see.
If you were boarding a ship violently with the purpose of trying to get there and use your weapons on them, you would not teleport into their system. You would just teleport yourself somewhere
Right.
Yeah.
on board the ship, which you could do, but it would be considered rude in like a diplomatic way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you start a war.
IRL, I legitimately like if humans ever invented teleporters, I would never use one. I find
Because it's
the
the fax
idea.
machine of death.
Yeah, I find
Yeah.
that idea
I
horrifying.
wouldn't use the first generation
No,
one, that's for
I'd
sure.
We
wait for a
could
while.
never prove that it wasn't killing us, though.
Yeah,
But then it reassembles you.
No, we
We'll
just
get
be
into it.
twins who are like,
You also can't prove that your memories actually happened to you.
Exactly. I try not to think about that every time I go to bed, but still, like, I would never use a teleporter. It's horrifying.
I have a question.
Sure.
How to spend my time.
amazing.
So
Genuinely.
immediately taking the bridge, I would like to abuse my power
All right. I'm interested.
I knew it. I
and just
knew
like
it.
adjust the duty rosters to make sure Ubrazi's shift will end at the same time as mine.
Oh,
And also, do we have somebody who's second officer already, or
I don't think we do.
okay? Then I'm gonna try to. I think this has to go through the captain, but I'm gonna just log a report that I think we should promote. Is it Lieutenant Trop or Lieutenant Commander?
Lieutenant.
Lieutenant Trop, the new science chief, to be the second officer.
Okay.
So I'll just sort
Trying
of
to
log
stack
that.
the science deck then.
Yes.
I see.
Yeah. So not telling Trop that, and I'm not making a big announcement about the duty roster thing. I'm just making adjustments.
Well,
to
no,
my,
but legitimately, one of the things you would be doing is you would be reorganizing people and telling people when they should be going to take
Yeah.
their nap, and all of that.
yeah, we all have to make sacrifices here. Lieutenant Abrazi has agreed to stay on another 2 hours. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
Agreed.
So yeah, and that would be one of the things you would legitimately have to do anyway. So
Yeah.
it would be very simple for you to
And
do.
then make a suggestion for a second officer and
Yeah.
blah blah blah. So I'm sending Lieutenant Trop, the new science chief, as a suggestion for promotion to second officer. And then I also subtly adjusted Ubrazi's shift to end at the same time as mine.
Oh, really? Interesting.
It's just we had to reorganize a lot of stuff. 'Cause everyone
Yeah.
was on duty for so long.
Yeah, you're lucky I'm asleep.
Yep, I know. As I said, I would like to immediately abuse my station.
Nice.
Abuse of power.
Yeah.
Cool. So, unless anybody else has anything they specifically want to get done in the nap period.
Will I have time before we leave to grab my EpiPens?
Yeah,
I made poison basically that can kill Romulans. Grabbing them via
I don't even think it was my.
epis of death.
Yeah, I didn't think it was my idea. It might actually have been. She might have showed up at my room and just been like, "I have something for you."
Take these just in case.
Like, none of us are allergic to
It's
anything.
dangerous to go
Well,
alone.
take these. Just hypodermic needles.
Fail safe.
Oh,
This is
God.
the nuclear option you were talking about. I know you don't want it, but you might need it.
Yeah, I'll
Good
just
thing you
wait
give 'em
until
to
I
her.
actually have to use it. It's gonna end real well for us.
I can give some to you too if you want. Yeah, I'm definitely dropping some off at your room.
That sounds good.
I'm probably gonna give you like 10, and she's getting like 2.
I think I have I think I have like the only 2, and it's like you're just like yes.
I've got all of them. Good. Good. I like that. I like that.
I love the idea of the two of you, like, the captain's, like, trying to be, like, an honest cultural exchange, and you guys are just going around, like, oh, it's a shame that guy had a heart attack. Oh, two in the same room. What would have thought that?
Okay, to be fair, mine is out of a genuine concern for the captain's safety. His is just
Out
sheer
of a
race
genuine
war.
concern for everything. I'm just assuming we're going to have to fight our way off the ship.
How
All right.
long?
I have a lot of skills in hitting people really hard.
There we go. See?
That's the other reason you two are going. Because I know you're
Yes.
going to fight.
Yes.
Well,
Oh, and
We'll
I've got
see.
espionage as a focus. So I'm going to be espionaging the shit out of things.
Yeah.
oh no, my focuses are pew and more pew.
All right. So, it's actually closer to 5 hours before you get a response back from Tomalak. And he lets you know, well, he lets you know, because I assume you didn't wake the captain up early.
No.
He lets you know that they're willing to exchange 3 officers, and that his superiors are willing to begin the talks to exchange information on their singularity containment units in exchange for whatever detailed tactical information you have on Klingon vessels, on Cardassian vessels.
Information on warships will be very easy to arrange.
And they're also interested in sort of the historical database on Bajorans and Klingons and Cardassians in relation to each other and your Federation and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Take it under advisement.
Yeah. I
He's negotiating.
Yeah,
I mean, it's-
acknowledge your interest.
Yeah. He's not expecting you to go, sure, absolutely, but he's putting it out there that they would be interested in that
Okay.
information as well.
They could want to replicate the friendly nature of our Federation
Right.
and
They do not.
redo that.
I hope they do.
Yes,
do not.
that's exactly what they want to do.
I'm going to tell you right now.
No, I'm pretty sure that's not what they want.
I feel like I
You
am
did see
being-
how they just blew up that ship, right?
I came here to
Okay.
have a good time. I'm feeling so
All right.
attacked right now.
Commander Tomalak, we're arranging our away crew in an hour or so. Will you be ready to exchange?
Very good.
All right.
Did we have a set number? Do we have to bring an NPC?
No, 3?
3? 3 is it?
3 of us?
Yeah.
Three
Damn
is the
it.
number.
Okay.
The number shall be 3. Okay. So, yeah, we're off the line with Tomalak. This is probably the time to just send the little, like, beep, beep, the notification to the captain, not like, hey, wake up. Just
It's just the screen on his nightstand lights up
Yeah.
silently, but yeah.
I think there's a brief moment, too, where we see Caleb's a little more comfortable in that chair.
Well, now that he's got
Oh,
I've
boy.
created a monster.
Wait, no, I
He
still
wanted
sit
it.
in the first officer's chair, right?
No, if you're in command,
You sit in the con.
sit in the
Just switch
captain's
Well, to
seats
be
where
fair-
your sweaty butt goes?
To be fair, it would kind of be an up to you thing, because nobody's going to tell you different.
That's true.
Yeah. I still want my chair because it's sweaty butt.
Traditionally, though,
It's all warm
My butt is glorious.
and warm.
Hot Captain Bud.
Yeah. This ultra captain butt.
Yes.
On top of that, like, we can always set an officer to sit in your chair, so you have to sit in the other chair.
Yeah.
So
Put a thumbtack in the chair, like.
yeah, I'll send the signal to the captain, and yeah, I think that's it. So also waiting for you is my recommendation for Lieutenant Trop as second officer.
Thank you for the report, Commander. I will be ready to go in a few minutes. I will come check in with you on the bridge before I leave.
Aye, Captain.
Make sure Lieutenant Rorg and Ensign Shazaner are ready to go.
And should I have them meet you on the bridge?
Yes.
Hi, Captain.
And I will...
I don't think I can hang up, right?
Mulat it out.
No, you hang up.
Aesthetic question. The female uniforms, I know we get the option of pants, but because I'm that way, they're still the short, like the mini skirts, right?
No.
No.
Damn it.
Everyone's got pants now.
Damn it!
Everyone wears pants.
This generation, we all wear pants.
I wanted a thigh holster for my EpiPens.
You can still have a thigh holster, but
Yeah.
Like, I just gotta, like, reach
just be
into
out.
my pants. Like, doesn't work. I'm gonna stick it in my bra.
Yeah, you can have a belt pouch thing.
Yeah, that's tacky. I'm putting EpiPens in my bra.
I mean, you're still going through their transporter system, though.
Yeah.
So
you're going to need it in something.
whatever's on you is...
Yeah. We'll see if they
Fine.
detect
Fanny
it.
pack.
Mm-hmm.
But like a space fanny pack.
Yes, space fanny pack.
Well, you have to put your
space
phaser
pack.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Space
Put
fan.
it in with, like, your toothpaste and your...
You put it
So,
next
yeah.
to the tampon so they don't ask questions.
Wrap it in a
Knows how to
tampon.
get your stuff into the rave, right? Okay.
I get the feeling that you delivered me tampons, and I have no idea that I'm like, why tampons? And you're like, they're EpiPens. I don't need either of these things right now.
And Dorians do not have menstruation.
You don't know what we got down there.
Yeah, that's the other female sex of
Yeah.
Andorians. Like, yeah, the shuz
Funny.
don't have,
The SH don't, it's
Right,
the
yeah.
ZH.
right? Yeah.
You delivered me like EpiPens wrapped in tampon wrappers.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
God.
I will alert Rorg and Shazaner to pack their bags and be on the bridge in an hour.
Great.
Right.
We're taking our phasers though, right?
Yes.
Thank you.
If they'll let
They
us.
didn't tell us not to.
Mine has like a Hello Kitty sticker on it. Just FYI.
That's not. That is
Not
against
regulation.
Not
regulations.
regulation.
Damn it! It's on the inside.
You see, there's the scene of her, like, all her bags all been packed for the last 4 hours, but she's just there with a tiny little screwdriver, taking the plate off the side of a phaser and then sticking this little adhesive sticker, putting it back.
Oh, and you like anything that isn't regulation, like anything that like you're able to have that's your own, is obviously like a PETA. Is like you can tell why it's got a unicorn on it or something.
Flowers and rainbows.
Oh, yeah.
I like it.
I am the roughest
Wow.
and toughest security officer.
Wow.
Like I said, I signed on to be like a space intern.
Not
This is
expected.
hilarious.
All right. Yeah. So we'll meet on the bridge. Prepare to go. Commander, I want it to be clear that if this goes sour, you run and you leave the three of us behind if you have to. But your responsibility is to the safety of this crew and this ship.
I understand, Captain, but we won't run at the first sign of danger.
No.
Yeah, but there'll be a last one, and that's when we'll have to run.
We'll run at the second sign.
There will be a sign of danger, and I am counting on you to keep this crew safe, regardless of what happens with the three of us.
I understand my duties.
Doctor?
Yeah, good luck out there. I've equipped some of your officers here with something here, and I think you might want to take a couple as well, and I give you a few.
A tampon.
They're not tampons. They just look like tampons. It's how you get the... Anyway. Take them with you. It'll help in case of emergency, basically, okay?
Understood. Try and keep things in balance here.
We'll keep everything in balance here, won't we?
Ship shape.
Mm-hmm. Ship shape. Mm-hmm. These are like the wrong people to leave the ship.
I'm gonna come back. It's gonna be the biggest party.
It's gonna be crazy.
Everyone will be shirtless.
right.
What's new though?
Shirtless and drunk.
Yep.
So take Rourg and Shazana to the transporter.
Good luck,
room and-
y'all. It's nice knowing you.
I have a question about just values. If our values are challenged, that's where we have to look at points and stuff, right?
Yeah, if at some point during the episode something happens and you feel like it would be a good moment that your character would question one of your own values, that's how you can earn a determination point.
Okay, just saying, like, I've interacted with you a lot.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Yeah.
if it's really, like, because it's all about, like, your core beliefs.
Yeah, no, wait
So,
for
like,
it, but...
Yeah, if something happens and, like, for example, if you have to use the medicine,
Yeah, that'll become
that
a
might,
question.
you know,
Yeah.
that
No.
might be a moment where if it comes down to the point where you're, like, trapped on a Romulan ship and you're having to fight your way out to survive, like, that's absolutely a point where,
Yeah.
like, some values may be questioned.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
That kind of thing.
Where's the opposite for me? That if we're over there and it's all going really swimmingly, I might have to reevaluate my trust no one.
Oh, wow.
It's
Oh,
actually
yeah.
that's actually really great
Yeah, if you
because
had to
mine's
start
all
trusting someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
mine's all like everyone's been really nice so far. All my values are being upheld.
Yeah, mine too.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, that's
It's about to
specifically in a D&D campaign I was in for a while. All of us, the players, we all just didn't trust anybody because the first like 4 times we met an NPC and we're like, hey, they seem like a pretty good guy.
Oh no.
Oh no! This is the NPC that sends you off into the woods to be eaten by a lich. And we're like, really, man? That guy was just friendly. Like,
He was so cool.
so it was like, you know what? You burnt us like 4 times, so from now on, everybody gets shanked. How about that?
We're trying
This is-
not
They're
to
like,
shank.
hey, there's a little kid on the side of the road selling apples out of a bucket. Boonk.
Take the apples. Everybody wins.
Leave some money. Right on.
And GMs wonder why murder hobos.
Murder hobos.
gonna
Force it
say-
on us.
It's a 2-way street of the
Right?
hobos.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
Either way, one of us is going to have to question
That's
our
right.
values by
This
the
is
end
going
of
to be
this trip.
interesting.
I love it.
I'm really hoping it's you.
So excited. Yeah. So we.
Very
Yeah.
So you guys get to the transporter room. You step up onto the pad. The transporter chief gives you the nod that they sent the signal. They're ready to begin the process. Anything else before you guys go?
Nope.
All right. Very good.
Send.
I have to go.
Oh, and
wait,
take
now I
these
have to go
pills
to the
just in
bathroom.
case. I'm giving you. You can take
Oh,
them
the
with you.
stimulants. Can we
Just
take
in
those
case.
pills?
Just in case you need a little pick me up.
You guys
later.
are actually
shit.
feeling
Depending
pretty
how
good.
long you're
'cause
out
you got some
there.
rest.
I'm just giving them to you just in case.
Just
In
case.
a like, let's make sure that in a very Clara-esque. I like being over prepared. Can we get some of those stimulants anyway?
Oh. Yeah.
Thank you. I've got like a little pharmacy.
The beginning of the Federation Jem'Hadar over here.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
It's. I just want it to be known. We have the
I'll tell you
EpiPens
later.
of death and stimulants because I don't know what stimulants are going to do to Romulans.
That's true.
Do we have depressants?
Do we have what?
Boy.
Depressants.
You're not going to take a whole med
Uppers and
kit.
downers. You're good.
First down
I
is
wouldn't
down.
take the doctor. I would have taken the doctor.
I am looking out for you.
Like halfway through the transport cycle, you just look over at her and she goes, "We can't stop here. This is bad country."
I was gonna say you haven't played D&D with me. I will pack 50 feet of rope, and I will take that everywhere.
Everywhere, right?
That and the red rubber ball.
Chalk and bell.
Yeah. Oh God.
Always on the bell.
What is it like the sheep, where you just let a sheep walk through a hallway and it gets murder faced, and that's where you know all the traps are?
It's only going to show one trap.
Well, you keep
you.
sending them
One
through.
more sheep.
Oh yeah, you can
You
travel
bring a
with
herd.
There's like a thing where you can travel with a flock of sheep and like it doesn't actually hinder you because it's like a weird loophole in the rules, and it's great. the loophole no longer exists, I think.
You're not transporting any sheep. Just a bad idea.
Not this time.
Romulans
this
are
time.
allergic to wool.
Oh, that's what we needed to know.
Ah.
Damn it, our
Rolled it in that
uniforms
If you'd gotten
Yeah.
if you'd gotten that second success on that roll, you would have known.
and our uniforms aren't wool anymore.
The EpiPens are lanolin. Oh my god, I'm so itchy.
That would be the worst way to go. It's not an injection or anything. You just literally pop it up and go.
The Robin's like, why are you petting us?
It's just a greeting, I swear. And they're like,
We just hugged them all.
all right. So
Klingon
the
death
transporter powers up. You guys phase away.
All the important people stay.
When you rematerialize, you're now standing in a very green room because they decorate everything in green.
Yep.
Does not look good with a blue complexion.
Yeah. It doesn't really look good with their complexion either. And-
Accurate.
Yeah,
I
because they
checked.
always look sick.
I'm gonna check
Their
for my
eyeballs must work
phaser.
differently than ours do.
Sure.
Yeah.
Just align a couple of different cones, and it's a whole different world.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check for my phaser just to make sure it's still there in my fan
Yep.
pack.
Everything
I did
you
Yeah.
materialize with, you have.
Okay.
And Tomalak is standing there to greet you. And he says, well, welcome aboard.
Thank you, Commander. We appreciate your hospitality.
What do Romulans smell like?
Fine.
I was like,
You really want
Cinnamon
to?
and oregano?
It smells like weed.
Cinnamon and oregano.
Yeah, they're like Romans. It's kind of like a Mediterranean thing.
Oh, yeah, I could see that maybe. Yeah.
All right.
I was gonna go with like astringent, like they've been cleaning it, like just fresh bleach.
For guests.
Yeah, for guests.
Yeah.
We have people coming over.
Pick up around here, for God's sakes.
Clean up those blood spots.
Yeah.
Just furiously.
Like next to the
vacuum
transporter pad, there's still some tape of an
Yeah.
outline of a body on the ground. He's like, pay no attention. Our last cultural exchange did not end as well as this one.
It still smells like like pennies in here.
Oh, God.
So, he invites you to follow him, and he's like, I will show you to your temporary housing.
Thank you.
And he marches you down this hallway, and immediately, architecturally, you can see things are different, even than what you know a little bit about Romulan engineering in your universe. Things that he seemed to comment on when he was on board the Barbican, like, you don't see really any windows.
Right.
You basically everything is a screen and it's a projection. Like if they need to look outside,
Oh, yeah.
it's just a screen.
Yeah.
Also, the inside of the ship seems a lot smaller than it should given its size. So everything's a little tight.
Yeah. So could I infer from that they're all super reinforced? Like all their bulkheads are probably...
You think that that's probably a logical idea.
Or maybe their tech is just that much bulkier than ours.
Or there's the floor they didn't tell you about where all the fun stuff is happening.
That's
Yes.
far more likely.
Yeah.
I want to find the
The,
fun
the
stuff.
John Malkovich hole.
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere.
It's in between the bulkheads. Yeah.
So yeah, you'd assume that it might do with additional armoring. It might be that there's some sections of the ship that you're not going to yet, or that it's separated off for some reason.
Yeah.
But yeah,
What do Romulans eat? I just realized we have to have their food for like however long we're here.
Andorians.
that's what they make the ale out of,
Now we
right?
know-
Right?
now we know why
That's what the ale's blue. Damn it!
the other thing that you all notice is that the crew seems to be mixed. It appears to have at least an observable percentage of Vulcans.
Oh.
Right. They did say they saved those Vulcans.
Yeah.
See, friendly.
Commander,
Are they?
how many? I've noticed a number of Vulcans. How many? And you had mentioned that before the destruction of Vulcan, you assimilated some.
Yes.
How many Vulcan officers do you have on your ship?
I believe we've got 30 or 40 Vulcan crew members, approximately.
Interesting.
Cool.
I would have to consult to give you an exact
Well,
number.
that's fine.
Maybe they're like.
Very quietly, I say to Rourke, assimilated.
What? That's a word.
Interesting choice.
It
of words,
described the
Lieutenant.
word. It described what they did.
I wish I'd brought my thumbtack.
Right. It's just a word. It was just a word.
Just keep it together, Lieutenant.
It's fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. Fine here. How are
Trying
you?
to make
You'd
friends.
be happier if this was an ambush and
I would
you were
be,
under
yeah.
attack right now.
He
really
would
would
be.
be.
Yeah.
I'm looking for it.
Can I make a roll, or is there a way to subtly kind of see if I notice any security, sort of how I had security a little upped on my ship?
Yeah, absolutely. You could do like insight security.
Yeah, sure. All right, it's 15 again, so not 15. I can't do math. 12.
Math is for losers.
12.
That's still all right.
yeah.
Actually,
Ooh.
yeah, 2 and a 3.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Would this both be critical? Do you have a focus?
Sorry. Shipboard tactical systems wouldn't help, but survival might.
Well, shipboard tactical systems kind of helps.
True.
I'd give you that one. You don't see, like, Tomalak has, like, 2 other officers with him that kind of greeted you when you beamed aboard. You don't see, like, a bunch of, like, security officers that are sort of standing around, like, hands on their pistols kind of thing. But you do see that in every hallway, it seems like there's some kind of an emitter array up above. Almost looks like a smoke detector, kind of.
Okay.
At the top of every hallway, like every segment.
So there's
has
probably
one.
a camera or something. And
You'd assume that it might even be like some kind of automated beam weapon sort
Oh.
of situation.
delightful. No, just making sure. But there isn't like an obvious guy standing there with a gun, being like,
No.
yeah. Just wanted to know what we were working with if we had to
Automatic snipers.
leave
Great.
quickly.
And
That's great.
and it doesn't look like Tomalak or his 2 officers that were there to greet you are armed.
Okay, cool.
Like they're
Yeah, 'cause
not.
they have automatic snipers above your head.
That
Sorry.
you're not incorrect.
Yeah.
And I don't recognize those at all. Like I would have to probably know a lot more about Romulan ships. in
Probably.
general.
Like you didn't.
No, I didn't.
Like
I
that
didn't
wasn't a
study
big
that.
focus of your life or anything. You
Really
didn't have,
wasn't.
It's not like if one of your life events or something during character creation had been like captured by Romulans or something.
No, attacked
would-
by.
Yeah, but not like spent
Yeah.
time on their ship kind of situation.
I took apart a bunch of Romulan ships.
I have only seen them in pieces, and kind of through a window.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah.
I would like to observe the Vulcans. Do they seem like equal members of the crew, or do they seem like subjugated?
I was wondering the same thing.
Well, they don't seem like they're mistreated or anything. Like they don't look malnourished and beaten
Yeah.
or anything, and it doesn't look like there's somebody walking around with like a whip behind them or anything.
They don't look at Tomalak or the other officers like terrified. or
No,
anything?
they all give him the Romulan salute,
Yeah.
which I don't remember. It's a
Yeah, I believe it's
across
fist
the
to
chest
yeah.
thing, like Roman style.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fist to the left.
Yeah. So they all give him that when he walks by. Like they stop and straighten up and give the salute, but nothing. They're not like you don't see fear in their eyes.
Yeah.
Not
Okay.
that you would, because they're Vulcans, but
Right. Yeah.
They don't have
Yeah.
emotions.
Yeah.
Are there any cute ones?
They're Vulcans, so
yes.
hell to the yes. They are all hot.
Yes.
All super hot.
With a little
Wait,
terrible
they also
haircuts.
still have the same haircut.
Yeah. Right.
Forever.
they've
for all of
all
time.
like they don't have quite as long of bangs, but you think that might be like the Romulan influence because
Yeah.
Romulans don't like it tickles the ridges.
Also, it's a mirror universe.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all have mohawks.
They have goatees or whatever.
Yeah, every Vulcan on the crew has just a mohawk and like a bunch of nose piercings. And
Okay, I'd like to know more.
Oh my god, I am into these rock star Vulcans.
And they all have like a big boombox.
I'm working on my fanfic.
Oh my god, no, I would
That
read the
punk
hell out
kid
of that
from
shit.
Star Trek 4.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm down for it.
We'd be better off dead, 'cause I hate you. And I berate you. And I can't wait to get to you. Sorry.
He's not sorry. Why would you say sorry?
Well, because
not sorry.
not everybody enjoys like word for word recitation of every Star Trek, every moment of Star Trek
doesn't?
4.
Yeah, but you're not sorry.
He's not calling you out on the fact that you did it. He's calling you out on the lie.
Lie detected.
All right. So, you guys, he shows you two a series of 3 quarters that are lined up next to each other.
Cool.
And they're not Excuse me. They're not luxurious by any standards, but they're not terrible.
Yeah.
They each have like a single bed, a little writing desk area, and a private bathroom.
Unpack my teddy, who also has antenna.
Oh, teddy bear.
Oh, that's adorable.
What?
Teddy bear.
Yeah, it's a little teddy.
Well,
It's a
Not
blue
her
teddy.
teddy.
Oh God, no!
That was where my mind went. Like, what kind of away mission is? No, that's an away mission.
It's an away mission.
Yeah.
We just had
Gotta
that
be ready.
discussion about what happens on alien ships.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gotta be ready.
Yeah.
my blue
Go on
teddy
an
bear with
alien
little
ship,
antenna.
you get laid. This
Exactly.
is how it works.
Things they don't cover in basic training.
I drop myself in my room and I turn immediately to Tomalak and be like, I'd like to see your engineering department and speak with your chief engineer as quickly as possible so that we can get the fuck off this ship. I don't say that last part.
It is implied.
It is heavily implied.
He goes, oh,
It's
very,
in the
very
tone.
industrious. I shall contact him and have him meet you here in a moment.
Okay.
I must return to the bridge. Need to continue to communicate with my government.
Okay.
Thank you, Tomalak. And if there is someone who is well versed in the history of your universe, that might be a good place for me to start. We could exchange information on the differences.
Certainly. I not being a purely scientific outpost, I don't have per se a historian available, but I will provide an officer with as much data as I can.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Would they believe me if I asked to see their tactical to get a look at their tactical systems? I just want to know. I want to know if they have a bigger, better gun.
Do you want to ask?
I would love. Yeah, I want to see how far I can take this. I would love to get a tour of your weapon systems. Not in any awful way. I'm just gonna shove my foot down my throat right now. But like, I'm curious. I've never been on a Romulan ship. I'd love to look around. Chaperoned, of course.
Shazaner is our weapons specialist, and if there are improvements that can be made from sharing our technology, she will be the best to assess what can and can't be improved upon.
Indeed. I will have a sub-commander come down and give you all a tour.
Yay! I mean, yes.
I think
great.
that might be the best way to get you all where you'd like to be to begin this exchange.
Yeah. As long as that tour includes engineering
Absolutely.
quickly.
And
That's fine.
torpedoes.
Thank you, Commander. We appreciate it.
Very good. If you need any refreshments or anything, feel free to
Water.
Specious.
Is it like Mexico? Or
I don't know.
Sorry.
Although I'm pretty sure now
Man.
you're disappointed that we didn't come with empty containers.
I am. You're supposed to bring me some ale back.
I
I
might.
should have said it's probably the last thing I said. It's like, make sure you bring me some.
Yeah, you
ale
handed me
back.
like a mason jar along with these tampons.
Just have a keg transported over.
Yeah, I may.
Amazing. I want it. That's what I want now.
I may do it just because I'm scared of you. Like, we should also grab some ale for.
I mean, we did all get our own bottles.
What?
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah, you each got 2 liters.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah.
She can have mine.
Ozil won't drink his. You can have it.
I want it.
How do you know?
Ah.
Maybe Osel enjoys a little snort, as it were.
What is Osel?
He's a Vulcan.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Do Vulcans drink?
Not usually. Would cloud the mind.
Mm-hmm. Of course, every episode we've seen of Star Trek, I'm sure Vulcans drink that time. That one time.
That one time.
Same reason you only bring up the Prime Directive when you're about to violate it.
Exactly.
Although,
That's kind of the case with any law, though.
yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
100%.
I guess if you're not violating it, you don't really have to bring it up.
True.
Right?
Remember that law we really like obeying?
Do you know how fast you were going? Of course I don't. No.
The true answer, of course I do.
Yeah, 100%, but always deny.
But,
Yep.
yeah.
Never admit.
Nope. Oh, I did not know. So we'll hang around for a tour.
Very good.
For a tour.
So he departs, and he lets you get settled in and everything.
And Ward can go straight to engineering if he wants.
I would like that.
Well, he wants you to, excuse me, he wants you to wait there for this tour.
Yeah.
Right.
After that, he's happy to break you out to various areas of the ship, etc.
Did they leave anyone with us?
There's the 2 guys that came with are like waiting in the hall. Like it looks less like they're trying to guard you and keep you from running amok, but more like they're there if you needed something.
Do they look buff?
They don't look bad.
I meant, like, do they look like I could beat them up?
You're not really an expert at like Romulan hand-to-hand combat.
I beg to differ.
But like specifically their
Yeah.
form of it,
Yeah.
you can assume that they're fairly well trained.
Okay.
I mean, they're not. Remember this. So this is a ship and a station that work for the Tal Shiar, which are like the special forces, sort of the Romulan Empire.
Okay.
So it's a safe assumption that they probably know what they're doing.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird combo of like they're sort of like the Black Ops / Special Forces / Secret Police of the Romulans. Like that's kind of their genre.
Cool.
And for those of you out there, I do know that the Tal Shiar use different ranks than the regular Romulan fleet, but Tomalak isn't of that rank. Before I get an angry email.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also calm down.
Right?
I promise you, if he says like a random title, I'm not gonna know it.
Yeah.
Jason's not gonna know it. We're gonna.
It's
fine.
also it's the mirror universe, so
Yeah.
the Tal Shiar can
Yep.
have whatever ranks they want
Exactly.
in today's world.
It's fine either way.
It's totally going to be okay.
It's gonna be okay, you guys.
I promise.
I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah.
We got through
I
Red
know.
Matter. We'll get through commanders in the Tal Shiar. It's going to be all right.
Very good. So,
So funny.
back on the transporter pad
He's
several
little
minutes ago on the Barbican.
Yeah.
Who's there to greet?
Me and
Did you bring anybody else?
You don't want it, but I'm here. Oh my god, the look on your face.
Special request.
You're gonna need me there because my bullshit meter's a lot better than yours. Just FYI.
maybe so.
No, 100%.
Is there an NPC of Hype Man? Can I just...
Oh boy.
Yeah, I think having the 2 of us and a security officer.
Okay, that's
to
fine.
meet them.
That-
Not naive.
Just saying.
I've also got Eppies with me. We're gonna be fine.
the epicons of death.
Also, Terry, it's worth knowing that like my character was the chief of science before, and had always been there. We would be somewhat familiar with each other.
Great.
And
I got it over here.
Caleb is a combat veteran, so there's.
Oh, you got a lot going on.
Well, it's just worth noting that like he's not a.
So that's why you don't want to fight anymore?
Yeah.
Is that what's going on?
Yeah.
Not when you don't have to.
Oh my god. Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
That was the simplest solution.
He had to blow up a bunch of Cardassians to get free.
That part was fine.
Sorry, I wouldn't mind blowing up some Cardassians.
They're awful.
That's
The information on their ships is going right over.
Here's everything I know about blowing up Cardassians. I will happily share.
wow. Okay. Great.
Yeah. Who are our visitors?
Chocolate. That's why he didn't want it. It's
I
fine.
know.
That's fine. Enjoy it. It looks
Chocolate,
delicious.
nougat, and icing.
Truffle. So good.
Truffle the Romulan.
Yeah, that's a great name. That's a great name for a Romulan.
Sub-Commander
Name
Truffle.
is Truffle.
Now it's just
Commander Truffle.
it's just literally Chunk from the Goonies in a squared off jacket. Just a little kid. He's like, "Thank you for allowing me on board your ship."
Truffle, shuffle, truffle, shuffle.
No. On the pad materializes a trio of Romulans. In the front is one with a rank indicator that you could recognize, because you took a minute to read up on this, I'm sure.
Yeah.
A major who steps forward and says, "Hello, I am Major Rakal, and with me I have brought
How do you spell recall?
Rakal.
Thank you.
And then with me I have brought Sub-Commander Tuvok."
What?
Whoa!
How do you spell that? I recognize the name. But
Tuvok.
What the what?
Who is a Vulcan.
Vulcan, right. Yeah.
A black Vulcan.
That's
Right.
right.
Okay.
Awesome.
I definitely have heard that name before.
Yes.
And this is Centurion Bochra. Bochra.
I hope I don't have to kill two.
How do I... Centurion, how do I...
Bochra.
Okay. Is Tuvok like a famous person where we're from, or is it this is just fun fan service?
I believe he'd been an instructor at the academy before
Yes.
he was on Voyager.
He,
right?
yeah. You might have actually known him.
Yeah, I mean, I went through the Starfleet Academy 3 years ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
So pretty recently.
So you may have known him there. I don't know exactly how long he was on assignment with the whole secret Maquis thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's
You
odd.
probably would have heard that he was lost in the whole Voyager Maquis
yeah.
showdown in the Badlands thing.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
All right.
Welcome, Major Rakal. I'm Commander Caleb. This is Dr. Alas
Yeah.
and our security officer, Jeff.
Very
Good
good.
work. Good
His
work.
last name.
That's what I run into that problem all the time. When people are like, "What's this anonymous person in the background's name?" I'm like,
It's in Vivian.
Vivian. Okay. Is that a person?
Yeah, it's an NPC that's
Okay.
purchased.
Yeah, Ensign Vivian is with us.
Friend of the show, Tappy.
Oh,
Ah.
I'm not sure I've met him.
So that's a Deltan. It's the NPC he's referring to, completely bald,
Oh.
And so hot.
Super hot.
super
They're
attractive,
all hot. They're all hot. All the aliens are hot.
They're all hot, whether you look at them or not.
ethereally hot, elven
Oh, I
kind
see.
of etherealness to them.
Yeah.
into it.
Excuse me, Major McCall. I need to.
I have made a terrible mistake.
Yeah.
You must step back onto the transporter pad immediately.
And you get
Give me about 45 minutes.
you get a telepathic message from your boyfriend that's like, I know what you're thinking.
You're invited.
Oh, okay.
Gosh, that would suck.
Right?
Telepathic boyfriend.
Yeah.
Well, I like it because he knows I'm not lying to him. There's going to be no BS.
Yeah, but when you have to lie to
I
him.
wouldn't.
You don't lie.
It just makes birthdays and holidays real tough.
Right?
Just write it in your calendar.
No, not to remember it, but to get a gift.
Get a gift.
Oh,
Yeah.
surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no surprise.
Well, if they didn't look, it wouldn't surprise them.
That's what you get for looking. Oh, is
Yeah.
your mic off?
Yes, I turned it off over here.
Oh,
Over here. Wait, is it on,
It's
on or off
You're
now?
on.
oh, yeah, you're
Because
fine.
the two on the ends don't have a switch.
Oh, right. Dave
Yeah.
said
Yes,
I caused trouble, sorry.
Yeah, it's fine.
So yeah, they offer greetings, not butt touches.
Oh,
it. This is how we do it.
that's unfortunate.
That's how it has
a
to
new
start
way
somewhere.
I could show you.
I think it's weird to tell Tuvok that I knew his counterpart. So I'm not going to...
And the other alternate
Okay.
universe, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, not like, hello, I know your alternate universe self. And no, that's not...
God, you
Although-
look familiar.
Yeah,
He
it'll
has
come
been
up.
around. You
Yeah.
probably did him.
No, most definitely. You still look good. Most definitely. I've had a very storied past. Hard imitating life and life and oh no, anyway. You look very familiar, Tuvok. Tuvok, right?
Indeed.
Oh, good to see you.
Thank you for agreeing to this exchange.
Well, why don't we show you to your quarters, let you get settled in, and then we'll have a meeting and get
Give you a
started.
tour, maybe? I could give you
Most
a tour.
beneficial.
Let's walk.
I love Dr. Lots' flirting with Tuvok.
It's at
How can you
Vivian.
not?
Right?
It's at Vivian. We'll make sure that you have a security detail at your disposal, so that you won't have to worry about getting lost while you're on ship.
Lost.
You won't get lost. They say I'm never at a loss. I'm Dr. Lost. Charmed, I'm sure.
If you would like to be at a loss, that could be arranged.
Oh shit.
So,
Tell
I
me
guess-
you planned that.
No,
Okay.
that was just a beautiful
That's
setup.
perfect. Yeah, no.
And when improv is golden.
Yeah, no, I dig it. I dig it. I just was like, if you had literally thought, like, yeah, this is going to be a great pun off of this name, that's why I'm picking it.
No, it's just great.
Sessions ago.
I try to
That would've
pick
been
fun
like,
names that I feel like
That
would
was
be
perfect.
fun, but now that
That
I
was
could not have
amazing.
even planned that.
That
out,
would have
so.
been-
Beautiful.
And to clarify, the security detail is to protect them from her.
I
They
understand,
know.
sweetie. He'll be fine.
They have been informed.
God.
That's what the antenna are for. I'm just like, Dr. Olas is doing it again.
Across space, your one antenna just always aimed. Like, one is always aimed in her direction.
Right, yeah.
Like, oh.
Like, you're light years away. Just,
It's like a Marauders map. One person.
They're the 2 feet in the corner.
I feel like somebody's drunk and horny and giving someone drugs right now.
Hey. It's a fair bet.
It's the worst Spidey sense ever.
Is it?
It's pretty great.
it's
Pretty great.
it's pretty low on the useful Spidey list. Sense list.
Depends on what you
using
need.
it for.
Every Friday.
So yeah, we'll get them settled in, and then figure out. I imagine they don't need that long to sort of get ready.
No. They each have like a little compression style duffel thing.
Did they pack smaller than our people did?
Yes.
Rude.
But you know it's true.
Mr. Tum Tum goes everywhere with me.
And yes, by our people, he meant Shazana. I didn't bring nothing. I'm not staying.
I have to say, Mr. Tum
Only
Tum.
thing I brought is weapons.
He's the cutest little bear.
He is a bear with antenna.
Halfway into your sentence, I thought you were calling me Mr. Tum Tum. And I had a nanosecond of like, where is this going?
Can you see him?
Like,
You see Mr. Tum Tum?
Let me get the... I don't know. Hold on.
You could turn the notebook around so you could use it with his look at it with his eyes.
No, he's looking at it there.
Back,
Looking on camera.
back it up. The page is too white.
Okay.
We'll post
All
it later.
We'll post it later.
Yeah.
It is adorable.
It's very
It's
cute.
an
He is
adorable little teddy bear with antenna.
Yeah. His name is Mr. Tum Tum.
Oh my god.
He may have something in his tum tum.
the chances of a Vulcan and a couple of Romulans having to pack a stuffed animal, real low. Real low.
Negative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a thing they do.
It's okay if they have my quarters, there'll be plenty.
Oh my god. No. They're
No.
going to have their own.
They get guest quarters. You guys aren't that tight on space.
You could stay in the ensign's room.
Complimentary stuffed animals for everyone.
You can stay with Dr. Allah. I have a spare bunk. It's right next to mine. They're very close.
It's
No,
one of
we
those
can't push them
trundle
apart.
beds. Just right there.
Yep.
Oh, sorry, it doesn't come out any farther.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Oh my god.
Murder hobos.
Wow.
All right.
What a group.
We're not murder hobos, we're tunnel hobos.
Totally cuddle hobos.
So they quickly deposit their small bags. They all seem to comment on the lack of defensiveness of the architecture.
Openness.
Oh, they're open.
The fact that every guest quarters had windows.
This room has great flow.
The hallways are very open and, typical Starfleet design of this era. Are you giving them a tour, or are you going to assign that to someone else?
No, I'm going to do that myself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can start the tour. Where are you going to head first?
Well, they want to know information about warships. So I think what we have is like a holodeck setup as like kind of a reference. Like I don't want them sitting in our science department or engineering or something. So we have a number of things set up with like a science ensign and an engineering ensign to sort of like do PowerPoint presentations and
Sure.
That,
All right.
that sort of thing.
So you're
You can sit on holograms, right? Like
Yeah.
they're solid. Yeah.
Yeah, they are
'Cause
because of
it's-
force fields.
yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool. I wasn't sure.
Space magic. Yeah.
Space magic.
Yeah, they are space magic.
So is that the only place you're going to take them, or are you going to give them an actual tour
yeah,
first?
yeah. We do a little walk around of like,
Yeah.
here's this.
Take 'em to
here's-
the mess.
Yeah, just to give them some food.
Yeah,
Are you
here's
hungry?
where the food is.
Have you
I'm
had chocolate?
starving.
You sound thirsty.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Break me off a piece of that.
$2 bar.
Pass me the chocolate.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna take the dreaded white
oh
chocolate.
man,
That's
I hate when you come up with an awesome line just several seconds too late.
Say it anyway.
Oh, say it.
We'll fix it in post.
Yeah.
We do so much editing on
Yeah.
this show.
Yeah. Stu, can you take out like a minute of out of character dialogue at this point?
And Stu's like,
He's like,
which minute?
he edits it down. Literally, this episode is like 6 minutes.
Six.
Give or take, yeah.
But
Where's
anyway,
the lie?
so you take them on this tour. None of them are hungry, but they thank you for the offer.
Refuse our hospitality.
Shoot him. Just shoot him now.
Yeah.
Oh,
You're on the ship.
I was like, no, I'm not on my period. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm not going to kill anybody. I'm sorry.
What, is Alas human?
No, she's a
I
Tellarite.
tell her right.
Do Tellarites have periods?
Space dwarves slash.
I'll look it up later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Literally think about them like
Like Tolkien dwarves?
Yeah.
a little bit. Like they're very gruff. They're very.
Yeah, she's actually very in keeping with that.
How much of a beard do you have?
That's a man.
You might have one too. That's
They
up to you.
probably have
Yeah.
a little bit.
Lady dwarfs have beards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
they have like kind of like
Wow, they really are.
pig-like features.
Yeah.
A little slightly piggish. Like they're like a cross between Tolkien dwarves and Ugnaughts.
That's
Yeah.
nuts. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
and they love to argue.
About everything.
Really?
Like that's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Dead,
Noticed.
dead.
As you're taking them on this tour, you're walking them away from the mess onto your next destination, which is
We'll walk them through engineering
okay.
so they can see.
So
But
you-
we're not sitting there explaining every little
No,
detail.
no. I mean, literally, this is just a and let's
Yeah.
show you. Yeah,
Yeah.
just a being nice to diplomatic visitors
Yeah.
kind of a
We're
tour.
not
Yeah.
spilling the beans on all
And
of our...
If
I'm
you
not
ever
assuming
need
any.
anything medically speaking, you can come see me here. We walk by my offices and sick bay.
yeah, this is sick bay.
So if you need anything or just some time to rest, maybe relax and unwind,
Personal massage.
I'm here for you.
Dr. Alas and her crew take very good care of us here.
I can see she seems very dedicated.
I am
Like, this
focused.
is the sick bay, right? Where
Can
you
I-
unwind in the
Somebody's
sick
rubbing
bay?
their mic.
Oh,
No, it's
sorry.
ma'am.
I don't know.
Can I just for a second be the Cardassian doctor that's standing there in sickbay and just looking at them with a very disturbing smile on his face?
The two Romulans actually look a little nervous about it, and Tuvok is just Tuvok.
Yeah.
But they look around the sick bay and they go, not really set up for mass casualty situations then.
Oh, we've taken care of lots of people here.
It's possible. We're very efficient and we're able to distribute the work as needed.
So Starfleet does not tend to suffer mass casualties.
Interesting.
Is that different for you now? Are there things happening where there's mass casualties often?
Well, almost every engagement with the Alliance results in significant damage to vessels and crews.
Every
That's-
engagement. Okay.
That's surprising.
Not really.
How often are you engaging?
Our ship and outpost have not been in direct combat for quite some time. Our purpose here is more of a forward observation post to keep tabs on the Alliance ships moving into the area.
With the exceptions of skirmishes here and there, our Federation is largely at peace.
Interesting.
In fact, there are no ongoing conflicts.
Well, only because the Borg haven't been back.
They're not really part of the Federation, are they, Doctor?
They are enemies.
Shuffle him away immediately.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Doctor, I think we're going to continue the tour. Thank you for that illuminating information.
It's very pleasant to meet all of you.
Oh my God, so
Thank you for your
creepy.
hospitality. So creepy.
We move faster.
Apparently, the only
Even
crew
a
member
loss
that's
is
not
like-
hooking up is the creepy Cardassian.
Even a loss is like, we got to move on.
Like, there's a reason why there's a night shift.
Right, yeah. This dude is awkward.
The ship
It's so weird.
Alas,
I
take it or
miss Triss too
Swerve.
because like the counselor. I mean our counselor.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
The
I
Barbican is really messed
Oh,
up.
my
I
God.
really need a session with the counselor.
I cannot wait till she
Yeah.
gets back and has to deal with this.
That's going to be a whole episode.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
she gets back and it's just going to be like, okay,
Let's
who's
go
first
around
in
the
line
room.
outside her office?
It's a
Right,
Rashmanoff.
Did you approve Lieutenant Trop before you left?
Oh, a second officer?
Yeah.
Oh, I probably would have said hold off on that.
Okay. Well, he'll have to
But-
be acting second
Yes.
officer because I can't be on duty the whole time.
Yes.
So.
You can be acting second
All right.
officer. Yeah.
You know what I forgot to set up? Is there a way for us to check in with each other, ship to ship?
Yeah, you can use your
Oh,
communicator. to
okay,
talk.
so we can still
Tin
communicate.
cans with these long strings.
That was the last thing you did before you left. You went to the airlock and you threw the can to space with the long string just spooling out off of it.
Right, yeah.
Can you imagine? Oh my God. Analog space.
Except that the Romulans don't have windows. Foiled.
Oh, no.
This whole plan is useless. Just hook it up to there and yell real loud so it resonates their whole hall.
Right, yeah.
It's just a paper megaphone.
But yeah, you can talk back and forth.
Okay, just making sure.
As you guys leave sick bay and are heading down towards engineering, you're about halfway there. You're just walking through the corridor when the lighting does its usual shift and a red alert klaxon begins.
Oh.
And then Trop is on the intercom and he goes, Lieutenant Trop to Commander Hovas.
Commander Calum.
Calum.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
Our names work differently.
I get it. I just forgot which
not
name.
really making that point in the middle.
No,
of
no.
the
No, that was a GM mistake.
okay.
In my head, I couldn't remember which name
Yeah.
was the right
Yeah, that's
name
fine.
to use.
Just in the middle of red alert, like, excuse me.
He goes, Sir, it appears that several of the Alliance ships have destroyed our red herring, as it were, and they have begun to backtrack towards the nebula.
I would have thought that red herring would roll differently. They couldn't backtrack.
It seems like they might be able to be here within the next 2 or 3 minutes.
Really?
Okay, well, we will. I'll be right there. And so I'm going to have Ensa and Vivian take these folks back to their cabins. They're going to have to stay there.
Very good.
And we'll hustle back. Well, I don't know. Do you want to be on the bridge for this?
Sure.
Probably rather
I don't know why,
see
but
it as
God,
it's happening.
I don't want to die today. Let's go.
If someone's injured on the bridge, we may need your immediate.
Yeah. I also don't want to die today, and I want to make sure you don't do anything stupid. Let's go.
I sense that you're more than just a medical officer.
I've been around a really long time. I'm like really old. I'm actually the most senior officer on the
I
on the
believe
ship.
I love it.
So yes, I'm gonna go.
Yeah. See, I don't know that. I'm just scared of you.
Probably would have
Rightly
been
so.
promoted all the way up to captaining your own kind of medical vessel if you weren't.
If I wanted it.
And if you weren't abrasive enough.
What do you mean?
That's what I mean. That's what I
I
mean.
am a gentle flower. Just asking for a Vulcan to love her.
I'm just.
You're
Checks
probably
out.
spurned by other Tellarites because they're like, you're not nasty enough.
Right?
Like you're-
I'm too nice.
Yeah.
You've
I'm
spent
just a
too much
Telluride.
time with the humans,
Right?
You've grown weak and agreeable.
I don't know where I fit in anymore.
You just give them drugs and sneer at them. Why aren't you yelling? Like, you're like,
I'm just a
"Fuck it."
Tellurite looking at.
On board the Romulan ship,
Right.
a very similar thing happens. There's some kind of an alert siren that goes off. while you guys are on your tour.
Thank God they have the same sounding klaxons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't. Theirs is weird. It's weird.
It's a whooping sound.
Yeah, it's like the difference between like our police sirens and British police sirens.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just enough to make you go, "That's not right," but I know what it means. And the sub-commander taking you around, he goes, "I'm afraid we'll have to return you to your quarters. It appears that there's some kind of breach of the perimeter of the area."
The Alliance is attacking?
It's a safe assumption that they're at least closing in on this location.
Can you take me to the bridge?
I will have to check in.
I would
First.
rather be on the bridge where we can be useful.
And he
Maybe go to our bridge.
goes, "Excuse me a second."
Yeah.
And he sort of steps around a corner, and you hear him having a little quiet conversation with an intercom sort of
Yeah.
thing.
Captain, how useful can we be on a bridge of a ship that's not ours?
And then he comes back around the corner, and he goes, "You may accompany me."
I'm going too.
Yeah, we're all going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you collectively
Yes.
may accompany me.
All right.
That's what I meant, yeah. That
I've
was,
engaged little
Yes.
blue backpack mode.
Sorry.
Just gonna follow you around.
As we're walking,
Mhm.
I hang back a little,
Uh-huh.
tap the old communicator badge, engineering department, or transporter department.
Go ahead.
Make sure you maintain transporter locks on our comm badges, mine, the captain, and the ensigns, at all times, and be ready to teleport to beam us out of here on my signal.
Aye, aye, sir.
Is there a problem with beaming through shields or something?
Absolutely there
Oh,
is.
there is.
yeah.
Okay.
If shields are up, you can't.
It's just gonna be real fun.
Okay.
Yeah, that's you're halfway through and you just hit your head real hard. Like, oh, why? And you have to go back and try again.
Every particle hits it at once. Like,
You just rematerialize doing that like Family Guy.
So, yeah.
He takes you immediately onto a elevator and takes you up to the bridge. From what you can tell, almost all the places that you saw on your tour so far are in that front portion.
Yep.
These pictures aren't really very good to be illustrated, but it seems like it's in the front portion,
Uh-huh.
and you have not been taken.
Back to the back.
party in the back.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay.
I really want to find out what's back there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you get up to the bridge, and you see that there's like a instead of just a view screen, they have like almost like a holographic projector sort of a
Got
thing
it.
that has this advanced. None of you read Romulan, I don't think.
Probably not.
No. Useless to
Maybe.
us.
But it seems like it's some kind of an advanced sort of tactical display.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's showing icons of like there's like 2 Klingon icons and then a Cardassian one that are all sort of converging on this space.
I would like to get all up in there and see get a really good look at it.
Yeah.
This is fascinating, and also like we're gonna die, but like super fascinating.
It's sort of like the display table in Star Wars where it showed the display like how
Oh, yeah.
soon the Death Star was coming.
Yeah.
But it's like a 3D thing.
Got it.
Oh, yeah.
So it has like a railing around it. You can step right up to the railing.
Yeah, this is like Candyland for me. I'm just like, yes.
Yeah.
And Tomalak, he's sort of sitting in a raised commander's chair that looks down on this display. And you see almost all the other officers seem to be facing outward. Like, they don't have like a layout that looks everybody's looking in the same direction, sort of.
Got it.
Yeah.
Everybody has their stations around the outside edge of the room, sort of.
Yeah. Commander, what's your fighting force?
We have some defensive measures as they get a little closer in, but ship-wise, it's just us here.
Just your ship and ours? And is it likely they'll get through to engage us?
It depends on how aggressive they are about entering the nebula. We can repel their sensors from here, but if they charge blindly, and there's only so much we can do.
We saw you guys just destroy a ship when we met. How can you not do that again? Is that another thing?
That ship had passed close by one of our cloaked munitions.
So we'll
That we
detonate
use.
them. Yeah, there are gotta be others.
As I said, if they close in and spend some time nearby, we can reposition things. However, this may be a response also to the detonation of that bird of prey.
Can I see the cloaked munitions represented on the hollow thing?
Yeah, probably.
Cool.
It looks sort of like a minefield net.
I'm just
sort
gonna
of a
remember
thing.
that for later. I want to know how they blow those up.
Commander, if they start coming through the nebula, I think it's best we end this officer exchange and have our people where they belong.
As you wish.
We can always resume after we drive off the Alliance.
Commander, where's your nearest safe harbor? Like, what's your fallback position?
We have additional forces closer back to Romulus from here. Our territory extends near in this direction. However, we are outside it at this point. Our main purpose here has been to keep tabs on the Alliance pushing out into this unexplored territory.
How many ships do you see out of character? Like,
You see 3 on their display.
oh, okay, 2 Klingon, 1 Cardassian.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I heard.
And one of the Klingons and the Cardassian one, they seem like the opacity's turned down a little bit on theirs, on their icons. Like one is bright and lit up, and then the other 2 are a little dimmer.
Is there is there any way for me to check with our ship to see if they can see what I'm looking at? Not literally to see if what our ship has seen. If our sensors are the same.
You can use your communicator and contact the ship.
Cool. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do that.
We're going to have them
Like-
send it to our tricorders.
Oh,
We
so I
can
can
see
actually
it.
see the display that
Yeah.
we've got.
Yeah, you can access that data with.
Yeah.
Cool. I don't know how to actually ask for that.
Oh.
No, it's all good.
Mulatto to Barbican.
Well,
Go ahead.
We need to catch up a little bit.
Yeah.
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 Yes.
So you get up to the bridge.
Yeah, and it's, raise shields, arm torpedoes, and come about so that the, what's Tomalak ship called again?
He never gave you a name.
Yeah.
All right, come around so the Romulan ship is between us and the approaching ships.
Smart.
Rude.
They're kind of coming from 3 different angles,
Well,
so you can't
2
like
for 1.
hide directly behind them. But
hiding.
Oh yeah, you are. I support the shield. I'm not saying it's wrong. We're definitely hiding.
And are any of them within range of our torpedoes?
no, not yet.
Okay.
Soon, because they're coming this way.
Yeah.
But they'd have to get in a little closer first.
I'm not there to press the pew button.
But the ship comes about and kind of raise shields and your weapons arm. And probably right about the time that all begins is when you get his call.
Yeah, okay.
Because, yeah.
But we detect all 3 ships.
You can
Clearly,
see...
and-
No.
Oh,
You can
okay.
see... you're right. I'm a moron. Yes. You can see the one big Vorcha cruiser that you guys tangled with before.
Yeah.
You see that coming at you. You don't see the other 2.
Ah, okay.
Do you want to Mulatto call back? Or
Yeah.
try?
Mulatto
Yeah.
to Barbican.
Aye, Captain.
Commander, can you transfer any tactical readouts you have to my tricorder and also to Lieutenant Rorganenson's honors?
I ship the. I Captain, the Alliance ship is making slow progress, but we're tracking it
I'm just gonna
and sending it.
hop on that
Yeah.
comm really fast.
Yeah.
There are 2 more.
Correct.
Just-
We We have 2 Klingon and 1 Cardassian vessel inbound.
We're not seeing that on the sensors.
They're cloaked.
Yep.
Indeed. We have discovered a way to penetrate the Klingons' cloaking.
I would be very interested in that as a negotiating point in the information exchange. Commander will be back if it seems clear that they're going to make it through the nebula to engage. In the meantime, maintain red alert. And also, I believe we should have some fairly thorough specs of the Vorcha-class cruiser that the Klingons rolled out recently. Should maybe send those over.
Hi, Captain. I have some experience creating countermeasures for cloaked ships, and I may be able to bring something to bear.
Get to work on that.
Sure. So, you begin the process of sending over the stuff, and everything's going, and you have time that you can begin working on something.
Yeah.
Just after you've sent over the data, excuse me, tactically speaking, 2 very small ships appear inside the nebula space. And both of them do like a strafing run, for lack of a better term, on the Romulan ship.
Oh.
Oh no.
So you guys all...
Oh,
No. Everyone leaves to the left.
Yeah.
But it's not destroyed or anything, but the 2 ships, they look very much like the Maquis style raider ship.
okay.
They do their flyby and then continue flying out of the nebula. And I think that's a good place to stop.
Oh.
I want to fire a Romulan weapon so
Because
bad.
I
think you're
completely
gonna get
lost
to
track
it.
of time.
I'm
I'm
so
sorry we're 15
excited.
minutes over.
Oh, wow, we are.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
wow.
started a little late, so
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
We had to talk about the fundraiser and
Right?
Yeah, fair enough.
and it took me a long time to get to
Also, speaking of the fundraiser, before we go,
Yes.
the other thing I'd like to say is that during the streams, during each game, there are some special things that will happen. Let me make sure I get this right.
special
We
things.
Yeah,
have a
yeah.
much higher degree of audience participation.
Yes.
Yes, there will be
If
some
you
more.
could tune in live.
So if you're tuning in live Friday to Saturday during any of those games, the top donors during each game will get a prize, and the top 4 donors for the whole fundraiser, they'll get to play in an online game run by a Happy Jacks GM.
What?
Fabulous prizes.
Oh
I
my
like
God.
that prize.
Whatever could it be?
I like it.
I don't know.
I like it.
I really don't. I really
I-
have any idea.
I'm pretty sure I do.
I'm hoping
Oh.
it's going to be a good jam.
Everybody knows more than me because
No.
I was camping in the mountains when this all came up. So
You came back and you were
I
like,
literally would get reception like when a truck went by on the freeway, I think, and reflected it up the hill. So like my phone would go bing,
And all
like
your messages.
here's 35 messages, and then I couldn't respond, and I'd be like,
Yep.
imagining that scene from Community where where Troy walks in with the pizza. It's just fire.
Right? Yeah. Fire.
yeah, that's kind of what happened for sure.
So good.
But anyway, thanks for joining us. We'll be back in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
For
Oh,
more Star Trek madness.
Yeah. Some of us will be back for D&D next week. We'll see
Yeah.
the rest of you guys
Well,
for that too.
There are many things that happen.
Yeah.
But
And
Before that, we'll see you Friday.
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 That's right,
Yeah.
Friday.
Friday.
Mhm.
Please join us, and thank
Yep.
you everyone who's donated so far. You've warmed our
And
hearts.
all the signal boosts are appreciated. We've
Yes,
used as
please.
Yep.
many live listeners as we could get. So
Yeah.
let's do something good this weekend.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks for joining us.
Bye.
I think we're off.